The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, the last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace. Yeah, right.
Shall we play a game?
Ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast that takes a few weeks off and then reviews video games. I am your host, A4.
I'm Joe.
I'm Caleb.
And Zach will be here later, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And this week we plan to review the Eternal Classic Super Metroid.
That's what I'm told, but you know, I have no connection to this series, so I feel like I can be the objective one here.
Oh, is that so? Because I mean, like, I don't really have much of a connection to Metroid either, but I enjoyed this game.
Yeah, except that you suck Nintendo dick, so I have a feeling.
Yeah. What can I say? They make good games, man. It's not their fault. I mean, it is their fault.
Yeah, what can he say?
It's not their fault.
It's not your fault they make good games.
What can he say? He loves repurposed Arby's boxes and controllers that don't work right out of the box.
How mad were you yesterday when I sent that video of my fucking Labo piano?
I wanted to throw my phone.
What the fuck is that? I don't even know what that is.
It's a freak. That's what it is. It's a freak.
Nintendo Labo was that thing that they put out where it was a bunch of cardboard, and then the game had instructions on how to like fold the cardboard up into a bunch of different stuff, like a piano or a fishing rod or a motorcycle handlebars, and then you put your Switch and the controllers in there, and then using like the IR sensors on the bottom of the Joy-Cons and using the Switch itself, you do various different effects depending on what like thing you're playing with. I got it for $20 on
literally cardboard.
So yeah, literally cardboard.
Wow,
they're in there right now. Otherwise, I would get them out and show you. But yeah, this is like there was another one that
it's like when McDonald's and Burger King started going cheap on the toys. You know, like they used to be like good plastic toys. Nah, I'm sure they weren't good, but they were plastic toys. And then they suddenly became like paper and shit. And you're like, what the fuck? What is this like paper car? This isn't a toy.
It's less like supposed to be a long-lasting toy thing, and more it's more like an activity for kids to do, where they're like putting things together and learning how the different
learning how to like follow instructions.
Well, yeah, but also like learning how like the IR sensors and all the other stuff on the Switch controllers work. Like there's a little like cast of characters in there that like have little chat rooms, and they're explaining like, here's how the piano works. It's got like a strip of thing, like it's got like a black strip here, and then all the keys have like infrared stickers on them, so that when you press a key,
is how a piano works.
The Joy-Con knows. Well, it's how that one works.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's like a fun little thing for kids to do. I got it on clearance. I got it for $20, which means I basically paid $20 for the game and got free cardboard with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that whenever I order something online. I also get free cardboard.
Well, no, I'm just saying I wouldn't have bought. I would not have bought the Labo thing for like the full price of like $60 or $70, whatever it was when it was originally launched.
Yeah, and don't worry, when the cardboard drifts on you, you can mail it in and they'll send you back your cardboard fully repaired.
You can send it in. I could send the controller in the Labo, and then
or you can buy Cardboard Pro separately.
Yeah.
After buying the Labo, and you'll have even better experience.
The best part about the piano video that I sent you is as I was like fucking around with the piano again, I realized that one of the components was broken because it uses a rubber band that had gotten old and snapped. So it wasn't holding like the lever on the side of the piano anymore to change the shift.
Yeah, if you can't hear the surprise, it's definitely here. It's definitely there. It just might not reflect in my voice is all.
But that's not the cardboard's fault. That's because it was a rubber band that was stored inside my fucking like storage thing up here in my attic, getting really hot in the summer and really cold in the winter. So of course it's gonna.
I have a 14-year-old Casio keyboard that still works completely, entirely.
Well, okay, my wife has a Casio. Yeah, I'm not using the Labo piano for like a full-on studio setup. It was just a fun thing that I put together. It's like a Lego set, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Honestly,
except Legos last forever or made of really good hard plastic. What I mean is the Labo is fun in a way where it's like the fun is putting it together. You don't really play with it afterwards. Thank God I didn't wear my Within Destruction shirt on the stream because Zach just came in and he's wearing his.
I want your I Love Hot Mom shirt. That's fucking rad, bro.
Yeah, don't worry. If you also had a shirt like Zach's, we wouldn't be able to read it anyway. So
yeah, it's one of those bands where the logo is like a bunch of sticks on the ground.
Yeah,
but
I like it.
I also went to the same concert that he did, like when they came up here, and I got the same shirt. It's just in white.
Yeah, I just love. Yeah. There's like a meme that went around that was like, I can't tell if this is a picture of like a bramble bush or a band logo.
There was I forget what YouTube channel it was, but they were having a contest where they were showing logos like that and trying to see who could guess what the name of the band was first. And then there's also that band. There's that band that has a really long name that's like the logo is the abbreviation of their name. It's that long, but it's like hold on, what is it fucking called?
No one cares. Just kidding. And I'm Zach. Sorry, I just wanted to.
I mean, yeah, we only just started.
Yeah, it's okay. Sorry, guys. I had to work. Late.
You should be sorry. Who works these days?
Yeah, the longest. I know. Yeah, the band's name is XAVLEGBMAOFFFASSSITROABCWAPPOHFFFX, and it's an acronym for acidic vaginal liquid explosion generated by mass amounts of filth, fecal fisting, and sadistic septic syphilic sodomy inside the infected, maggot-infested womb of a molested nun dying under the roof of a burning church while a priest watches and ejaculates an immense perverse pleasure over his first fresh fetus.
Okay, here's the deal. Here's the
grindcore band from South Africa.
Here's the deal. None of those guys are actually making a living off of this. Not a one. They all have to have day jobs. Like if the Lamb of God guy has to have a day job, you bet your fucking ass that those
do the Lamb of God guys
fecal
have
vaginal.
Yeah, dude, actually, the Lamb of God guy I saw at Subway. He's doing great.
Oh man, he's the sandwich artist as well as like.
Yeah.
If there was a day I could learn.
It's fucking great.
No, it's just one of those things where now that you have concerts with like 9 bands on a bill, like none of them can actually make a living. Like people don't go see live music anymore, so like no one can make a living off of that shit.
Well,
and CD sales are also nothing now, and then streaming gives them nothing. So yeah, musicians, there's no middle class of musicians anymore. It's either you're one of the top 30 acts in the world, or you are not really making that much money at all.
Bell.
I guess I wouldn't understand a guy.
And you're like, yeah.
I guess I would.
That's why piracy is wrong.
I guess I wouldn't understand why. I guess I wouldn't understand a guy whose only frame of reference for music is Metallica to understand how like going to live shows works.
Well, look, the music industry also destroyed themselves because they overcharged and overpriced for years.
Yeah, and then you got like ticket companies that are like, hey, your convenience fee, and it's like a convenience fee. I bought the fucking ticket on my phone. That's as convenient as it gets for me.
Yeah, or I bought it in Smith's Ticks. How is that convenient to go to Smith's where I'll also get ripped off?
Right, yeah, you'll get ripped off.
It's not convenient. I don't live next to Smith's. I live next to Fresh Market.
It's like, and then they're like, then like Ticketmaster's like, oh, hey, so someone stole your credit card number, $30 for a convenience fee for us for letting you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's called a monopoly, which wasn't broken up.
Yeah, well.
So that's actually, that is a specific thing.
But I do think
that's Ticketmaster. They have a monopoly.
With your board games, Joe.
Look, CDs now, you buy you buy a new CD, it's like $12. Back then, we're talking like $20, $25, and that's a big reason why they went under. It's because
Yeah.
There's not enough
Except that
bands.
the music industry wasn't going under when they were charging that price.
Yeah, but people
No, they
got
just got
tired
cocky.
of it, and then
Yeah.
they started stealing it. So it was
Yeah.
too much. You have to adapt with the streaming.
expensive thing now is
You have to Bear Grylls it. That's very true.
the expensive thing now is vinyl because I just started collecting vinyl and those are like $30 a pop. For, like,
Fucking
new.
Yeah,
Or, like, how can
vinyl
I
is
get
outselling
even more
CDs.
Queer?
Is vinyl really? Oh my
Vinyls.
god! There's that
Yep.
many fucking douchebags out there.
No, there's just
Dude,
not. No
vinyl's
one's
huge.
buying CDs, so there are
Look,
more people that are buying vinyl.
I
because
guess I've only
that's what
bought.
the collectors are doing.
I only bought one CD
It's
in
also-
the last year, probably.
It's also just nice having like the big album art on like the actual sleeve and like a lot of them have like gatefold art now and stuff too. So
Gatefold
know.
art? What?
gatefold art,
Oh.
yes.
Yeah,
Wait, what's
it's got it in their slip. What the fuck do you call
Is there slip
Sliplets.
disc because the bands are so old?
sliplets?
They got their little
That's right.
gay sliplets.
Sorry, I know Metallica's never had any gatefold art in any of their albums because they're like, people don't deserve to listen to our music. If you want to listen to our new album, you got to climb to the top of a fucking mountain and get the only copy available and play it on a fucking.
What is this in reference to?
Napster.
They hated digital distribution for so long because of Napster.
It was they hated digital stealing for so
Oh, you
long.
mean the thing that destroyed the middle class of the music industry and now makes bands that are, let's say, top 10 hits still have to have fucking day jobs as teachers and shit in order to make a fucking living? Or are you talking about that thing that they tried to stop?
I
It's
don't
not
think
for
James-
them.
I don't think James Hetfield was affected by Napster, to be quite
No,
frank.
I mean that was part of their speech, though, that Lars Ulrich and Dr. Dre and all them were talking about. They were talking about it wasn't that it was hurting
well,
them.
Dr. Dre's already got.
It
a
was
day
that it was
job. He's a
hurting-
doctor.
Is that it was other that it was that it was hurting other musicians. But whatever.
That dude's got his fucking degree, all right. Like,
It's all right.
I don't,
You know what?
I'm not worried about his financial
everybody
situation.
steal. Everybody steal. It will have no negative consequences
Yeah.
in terms of society or anything.
Yeah.
I'm supporting the music industry. I'm buying vinyl.
You wouldn't
I'm
steal a car.
I'm paying premium for an analog fucking music format, so I'm doing
It's all
more
right.
than you've ever
It's
done.
all right.
It's
We
like,
could
you don't
just
even-
have a-
you don't- like I said, this goes back to the original point. Of course, you wouldn't know what a record or a gatefold art looks like because Metallica's just never had those. I don't think, anyway.
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't bought records. I if I buy something physical, I buy CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know what?
Honestly, I would consider you a cassette person because you're so upper toast. Milk
Upper
toast,
crust,
that's the word.
I think is
There
what
we
you're
go.
looking-
Yeah.
Upper toast.
Yeah.
Upper toast.
I only
Upper toast
bread.
sounds like a
Sliplets
fucking,
and the upper toast.
Upper garlic bread.
Joe only eats the butt bread, the butt of the loaf of bread.
Butt is the
your
hero that we
casuals.
need, but not the one we deserve.
Your cashes and your middle slices. Yes.
He just gets a sandwich made with both ends. It's just
Yeah,
all
just
crust.
throws away the rest of the fucking loaf.
So
for
the people
poor.
the people at home don't really know this, but we actually took like 3 weeks off of the fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Because we had recorded ahead by 1 week, and then we moved our recording stuff up, and then had 2 episodes in the bank. And then when we said, okay, we'll what did we do? Then we recorded a 3rd episode, and then we didn't release an episode on time, so we suddenly had 3 episodes in the bank. And then I believe one of the episodes is completely out of order in the feed. As far in terms of like when we recorded it versus when it got released.
I realized at some point on the YouTube, at least, I forgot to upload the Chun-Li review.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
that
So
is
there's-
out of order.
so
with
both
after,
feeds.
After Dark.
No,
Nice.
I think the podcast feed is right because I started mixing out of order and then I realized what I was doing. And then I went
okay.
back.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming the podcast feed is correct. I think the YouTube feed is incorrect. Also, fucking Swirty in the chat said, Zach, it's upper tortilla.
Jesus.
Listen, we don't have an education on the other side of that fence.
And for
so
what
I don't
Darth
learn
Destroyer-
all these American lingos.
For what Darth Lingos, plural. Darth Destroyermon, I would like to get Injustice for All on vinyl to see if the bass is actually in the mix anywhere.
The remastered, you can hear the bass slightly
Back in
more.
a second.
So
But
you can hear it at all.
No, you could
Slightly
hear
more
it.
than zero is still
There
more than
are
zero.
actually a couple spots in the original record where you could hear it, and now you could hear it a little bit more.
I'm going to see if I can find an original pressing.
No, because people say you can't hear it, but it's not true. It's barely there, is what it is.
Okay.
So it's completely covered up by the guitars for 99% of the album.
Look, all I'm saying
But
is that
there are some moments where Jason Newsted's string noise can be heard slightly off from the guitars. There's some like real quick stops in Dyer's Eve. That's like one point where you could hear it. And then you can hear a little bit more low end in Harvester of Sorrow in some parts, and that's the bass coming in just a little bit.
all I know is you can
is
hear the bass
there.
in every Ghost song. I'm just saying.
I can't hear anything.
It'll lull you right to sleep too.
Yeah.
That bass. Anyway, have they made anything as good as Injustice for All? Just curious.
I really like Prequel and Meliora. I think those are pretty good albums. But then again, this is also you're asking me a very subjective thing.
Yeah,
So
I don't understand.
It's all up to personal preference.
I don't understand
Like,
how
if I
they're
had
so
Legacy,
Zach-
popular.
maybe.
I don't understand
If I
how they're
had
so
Zach-
popular.
They're selling out stadiums. I don't know what you would like. Maybe the tickets don't cost $300 a pop because they're not doing like
$300 for
They're not-
two nights.
Because they're not playing music.
because they're doing
but-
weekend long butt fuck sessions. But I mean, like, they're still just as big. But I could ask Zach if Meliora or Prequel are better than Injustice for All, and I'm sure he'll have a fucking different answer than you.
Hey,
Speaking of the devil,
Zach.
hey Zach,
The nude plan.
does
Zach, has Ghost
first,
made an album that's better than Injustice for All?
Isn't there most albums that are better for Injustice for All?
I mean, you heard it here first, folks.
I'm just kidding. I'm trying to trigger them. I don't know. Fuck.
He can't think of any of them. Honestly, he doesn't even know what you're
I
talking
can't
about.
remember any songs on Injustice for All.
Harvester of Sorrow, 1, Dyer's Eve,
One is really good. I like one a lot.
Yeah, one is a better.
Blackened.
One is so good of a song that there are pretty much hardly any albums as good as the song One.
Yeah,
One is fantastic.
yeah, it's the ultimate song.
I mean, you call it the ultimate song, but it's not Square Hammer by Ghost.
Here's what I think. I think you guys are upset because you were fans of this really niche band Metallica, and then Stranger Things comes along and puts one of their songs in the new season, and suddenly Metallica's popular, and you guys are like, fuck.
I'm all right with that. I don't care.
I love that narrative. I love it because you know that these fucking like Gen Z TikTok people, that's exactly what they're thinking.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that they might be. I haven't researched this, but it's happened with Ozzy Osbourne, and it's happened with that one dude from the Beatles.
All they were listening to was like mumble rap and MGK, and then suddenly like Metallica became a thing. Like, oh, Metallica's suddenly popular.
Did. So
They used to be a T-shirt brand, but now
Yeah.
They actually started out as just a logo.
I have a friend who she's like a major metalhead, and she uses that to troll people. Like old guys will come up to her and be like legit, like, oh, you like Metallica? Can you name like these songs? She's like, oh, you mean that new band that from Stranger Things? And I just watch these old men, their heads just explode, and it's fucking hilarious.
I think I would have caught on to that. I would have laughed.
No, I mean, if we're talking about bands that are just T-shirt companies, the Misfits is the one.
No, Joe would have been like, what's Stranger Things?
Yeah, basically. I don't watch Netflix.
Yeah, what is that, a Netflix original? Do I look gay?
Well,
Do I look like I watch Netflix originals?
That is a trap for Joe.
Stranger Things, isn't that where you sit on your hand and then jerk off?
Yes. You pretend it's a stranger, or is that something else?
Things.
Yeah.
You just pretend it's the things of a stranger touching your...
Misfits.
Oh, that's Stranger Things. Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things.
With an F. Yeah.
The best thing the Misfits ever did was have Danzig League. Misfits.
Midface at Danzig League. You didn't even say leave. You fucked up twice in that sentence.
I don't know. I'm having a stroke. But yeah, Danzig.
Honestly, that tracks a little bit.
Because Schweiss is having a stroke because he was remembering just how intricate the song Dance Macabre from Ghost is, and his brain couldn't fucking handle it.
Dance Macabre?
Dance Macabre. I don't know how to speak English. Look, I also remember the song, and I also lost my fucking mind just now. I had a stroke just a second ago because. Yeah, I like that song, Dance Macabre.
Yeah, that reminds me when Joe and I were playing. We're playing.
Joe's gone, bro.
We're playing Vagrant Story, and I'm like, I hate this spell, Heracles. And he's like, what? Heracles? And I'm like, no, it's Heracles. Come on, look at it. Does that look like Heracles to you? Tired of this goddamn Heracles. He's always fucking my shit up.
Fucking Heracles.
Damn.
Dance Macabre.
Touche. Ready for touche.
You know, Stephen King is the master of the macabre.
Yeah, I especially like that one book he did, Pet Cemetery, because it proved that I'm spelling cemetery right.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of another like a Stephen King book title that could also be mispronounced if you're an idiot, like Christine or some shit. But
Yeah. You know, I speaking of music I don't like, I was doing the FF6.
You mean everything?
Yeah, the Kefka theme on Theater
Mad?
Rhythm. Yeah, Dancing Mad, and I'm like, I kind of like Dancing Mad is cool, but I kind of also don't like it, and I realized why, and it's because it's prog.
Because it's prog rock.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's why I don't like it. It's prog. It's annoying. It like changes up
Dude,
way
like
too
most
much.
of like prog has to be like one of the biggest influences of Final Fantasy music, at least for the early stuff. At least those battle themes, like they definitely have like a prog kind of like tinge to them. But Dancing Mad's probably the like most insane it ever got.
Well, yeah.
Except for did Uematsu did he do the battle against Seymour from 10? Because that one's really proggy.
Yeah.
I think it did.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure though. There were like 3 other composers, but I think
Yeah, that's
he
why I
did
was
that
asking. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so as teenagers, we had this friend named Kyle, and Kyle had
Punched holes in walls.
some Disturbed CDs, and he said
Punched holes in walls.
his favorite song off of Asylum, I believe it was Fake Aid.
Yeah, there you go.
Facade.
Ah,
That was the first time I think that I remember someone fucking up the name of a song title.
yeah.
Who else
dying.
did your friend Kyle in high school like Disturbed? And I was like, that's where that should stay.
Yeah, my buddy, one of my other buddies, we were.
I'm guilty.
He was doing. Oh, it's the same guy. So he was writing. He did the Disturbed guy's like face, and then wrote on the wall Disturbed, but he forgot the R at the end. And so for years, me and it was Cody. It was Cody's brother. We would just call it Disturbed, like all the time. Hey, you want to go listen to some Disturbed? The new Disturbed album just dropped.
Distubed sounds like when they take your urethra out.
Yeah, I'm about to distube this bitch. I'm about to distube you with my dick.
Speaking of medical things. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, how dare you call Ghost boring when you guys are big fans of Godsmack and Disturbed?
Hey,
how
fuck
fucking
you.
dare you?
I'm not a big fan.
Dude, I can't wait for
They ruined that.
Oh, what concert's coming? It's
Yeah,
They got 2 good albums.
They both did
Pantera.
that.
Do you know Pantera's coming to Utah?
Yeah,
We're
we know-
seeing Pantera with
Dude, so
Metallica.
if you want to punch a cop, that's the time to do it. They're going to be in the pit. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
No, so speaking of like medical things, so my cousin like was in the hospital over the weekend, and I went and visited him like Friday during like the morning, and I was sitting there while they were like explaining like the procedures and stuff, and they're like, so we're gonna have to do like a proctology exam to see what's wrong with your intestines, and I was like, so you're getting fingered tonight, and he didn't appreciate it. So as soon as the doctor left, I went up to the board where it was like things for the day, and I was like, get fingered.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
That's great.
And the nurse laughed. She laughed, and I was like, someone wants to get fingered.
So now that we're done talking about cardboard and Ghost being an objectively better band than Metallica and proctology exams, what's everyone been playing this week?
What a macabre subject. Macabre.
Oh, that same guy.
We're with your facade.
That same guy
Joe.
pronounced touche as touche. So that was pretty good.
I do that ironically.
Touche.
Or I do
No,
that,
the one
I do
that-
that ironically.
The one that always annoys me, and like it's not even spelled this way, so I don't know why. I don't even know why people do this. But people who say across, I don't understand that. I've never gotten that.
I'm gonna do that now just for
Across the way.
Yeah, seriously. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, my wife does it, and I'm like,
What
there's no
is-
ed
you.
at the
Hey,
end of across.
she didn't get a good education. That's not her fault. That's the system.
Oh,
Every
Alex.
person left
Well,
behind.
you say ask instead of ask. They say axe.
Well, I was gonna
Yeah.
say she doesn't say
Who's
axe,
they?
so I guess
Who's
I guess
they?
I should take my victories where I got them.
What does Alex do? It's
just
especially, especially. And I'm like,
Expe-
there's no X in there.
Oh,
Yeah, it's annoying.
That's a bad one.
It
Or
bugs me.
supposedly.
supposedly, yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
That one's less offensive than especially. I'm like, oh.
Luckily,
It used to be
my
special?
girlfriend doesn't do any of those things. She
Yeah.
gets mad at me for saying
Specifically?
I mispronounce things on purpose.
She opens her mouth and I backhand her and tell her, "You speak when spoken to."
My one friend got really mad at me the one time when he said albeit, and I corrected him. Like, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced albeit, but I don't know actually.
I only read
Have you,
that word.
have you heard this new? Have you heard this new song from Ghost?
Have you? Yeah, no, miasma. No, I'm trying to think. There's got to be at least another one besides Dance Macabre. But
Dance Macabre.
yeah. So what's everyone been playing this
Hammer.
week?
We play video games on this podcast.
No.
We haven't played for 3 weeks here. Some things have possibly changed.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe? Have you been?
Oh, okay. I'll talk about myself. Yeah,
Wow.
I've been playing games.
It's
you
favorite
know,
pastime.
I've shoved everything else in my life over to the side so that I could beat these fucking things. I have been playing since we ended. I've been playing Super Metroid, and I have also been playing Final Fantasy. Oh no, there's no Final Fantasy in the name. I forgot.
Nope.
Theater Rhythm.
yeah.
Final
Oh, that's
Bar Line.
Fun. Is that the one that you've been playing too, Schweiss? You and
Yeah.
Randy? That one sounds fun. That sounds really
Well, it sounds pretty good.
Oh,
The
for
DS
most
the
part.
DS ones are good, so I mean, it's probably fun on the Switch
Couldn't guess
or
that.
whatever you're.
PS5 probably.
What's the
goes,
Switch? Is that thing that holds
upper
up your
toast?
router?
Like I said in the chat yesterday, Schweiss, the Switch might hold up your router, but it has more functionality than the PS5, which looks like a router and has as much functionality as one. So
Schweiss just give up on life for a second. He looked like he was looking for
he
something
wanted to
shoot
look back at his
himself
PS5 to try and get rid of his buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
Like, I have it. I worked hard and long to get one of these things. It
It
doesn't
took
have
me-
any games on it, but I have one. It's a status symbol.
Look, I have at least 7 games up there. Sure, 2 of them are the same game. Actually, 3 of them are the same game. But I have 7 things that say PS5 on my shelf.
That's cool. How many of those can you get on Steam right now?
6.
Uh,
I have also been playing a little title called God of War.
oh yeah, the one where
PS2.
Kratos is a dad and he has to take care of a little
Yeah,
boy.
that's what I've been
no,
playing. What's
the
one
other
where you're
God
an
of
asshole?
War.
The one that
Wait, we're
has
not-
There's another
sex
God of
mini
War?
games like a
Wait, wait,
game for
wait.
men.
We're playing the very first one, not the remake.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. I'm just kidding.
I was
I've been,
like,
waiting I've been waiting to make that joke for 2 weeks.
Okay. All right.
I had to get out of my system. Thank
Now
you.
hold on. There's a God of War before the one where Kratos is a dad. What is this one possibly about?
And
They
then
don't-
well, no, because he is a dad in that one too, but your kid doesn't follow you because your kid's dead.
Yeah,
Wow.
you
but
made sure
many
of that.
goddesses do call you daddy, so it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
I didn't see a lot of goddesses call me daddy in that game. It was just a couple of whores on a boat.
Just wait till 3. You get to
wait
fuck
till 3. You fuck
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
awesome.
fuck yeah. All right, that sounds good.
And Aphrodite's
great.
friend that's also hot.
If they watch you, yeah, and then once the chicks watch you in the corner, and that's how you know you're doing good. So they're like, and you're like, I did good.
Maybe the biggest whiplash I had was when I was playing God of War 1 at the same time I was also playing Hades and having these the same characters but vastly different in
Yeah.
their portrayal between those two games.
So the thing that I didn't realize God of War, like especially 3, was going to teach me is that when I was having sexual intercourse with a woman, there would be someone in the corner going,
Sinner.
so I knew I was doing well. I just look at her husband and know that I did a good job.
Yeah, I just see
Oh
his
yeah, no,
eyes
because
in
it's just a statue on the or like a vase on the
Yeah, it
nightstand
just
in the
moves
first
over
one.
and over, and that's how I
But-
know that I'm doing a good job.
In the second one, it's a fucking isn't it like
It's like a
isn't
little.
it like some
one of
ladies
them's
in like a bathhouse?
One of them's an urn that shakes
That's
and
the
gets
first
knocked
one.
over. The
That-
next
that's
one
the
is
first
like
one.
the bathhouse where it's like the little statue, one of those statues of like a Cupid peeing.
Oh,
And,
I
like,
thought
the
it was
pee
like
just
other
fucking
like
goes
lesbians
nuts.
like getting it on.
That's right. The
getting
way
hot.
have you did, it's like,
Yeah, and it goes like ham at the end.
it's fucking funny.
And then 3 is the other chicks watching you.
Okay.
And then I can't remember if there was one in Ascension or not. I think there's one in all of them except for the new ones, which kind of bothers me.
I was
about
gonna
the
say,
new
how's the
ones.
sex mini game in the new one? Does he fuck the boy or like what's
I
going on
jacked
there?
it. Don't worry.
It's annoying that there isn't one. I'm like kind of offended by that. I'm like, you
yeah,
ruined-
I would have loved to bet.
Oh yeah, you know what I want with my new God of War sequel is pederasty or whatever you call that shit.
No, I mean he would definitely fuck the chick, not his son.
There's chicks in that game.
Yeah, there's a
there's-
chick in that
there's
game.
one.
Freya's in that game.
There's-
Freya's in the first one.
Yeah, and then like all of Thor's kids, I guess.
They're boys.
Not all of them. Oh no, no, that's right. That chick is Thor's daughter.
Oh yeah, no, there are chicks in the new God of War because I was talking to someone on the Discord about how like all the women in Sony games look busted now, and he sends me a picture of one of the girls from the new God of War, like it's supposed to prove me wrong, and it literally looked like one of those women from like those really shitty 3D porn games where it's like really bad 3D art of like a woman going like you know.
Oh, you know enough
That was
about
good
that,
for the audio.
Yeah, with her mouth
format.
open, like someone out there knows what I'm talking about. These really shitty
I
3D porn
doubt
games.
it.
They're all over Steam. They're
Yeah.
all over like
We
they're
don't
like
have
the ones they're like the ones you see in like the porn ads before they discovered that you could use
A4.
anime to advertise
We don't
this
have
shit.
trashy listeners. They don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Oh
who
yeah,
watches
the show
porn?
called Nude Clan doesn't have trashy
Gross.
listeners. I'm sorry.
Hey, shut
Don't.
the fuck up.
So how's God of War treating you?
I think I'm almost done. I'm at the Cliffs of Madness or whatever. I just
Mm-hmm.
finished the giant like trial puzzle thing with the circling rooms of hell. Also,
Oh, yeah.
streaming it on PlayStation kind of blows ass. I have it's gotten laggy many times, and it's gotten to like where I've had to repeat a section. Luckily, there's a lot of save points in this game. I would never play anything on that service if it were anything like an RPG or something like that. Like you're fucked. So, yeah, that's what I've been dealing with. I kind of wish I had just borrowed the PS3 copy, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, a PS2 copy probably doesn't even run you that much. I don't know if you have access to
I
PS2
don't
discs.
have a PS2 anymore.
Okay.
We have like
My PS2 broke.
opposite features. I have the PS2. I don't have the PS1. I have a PS3 that works. You don't. I guess we both have
It
PS5s.
works with PS3 games.
Oh, you have a functioning PS4. I don't. And we both have PS5s.
Well, yeah, you do. You have a PS5.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
honestly half the reason why I bought it.
Yeah, it's like I told you a few episodes ago. If my PS4 was to ever die, I would probably just get a PS5 instead because it's like, all right, well now I can actually play the PS4.
Honestly, I don't believe that. I think at this point you would probably buy a Pro just to piss me off.
I don't think didn't they stop making Pros or something?
It pissed me off.
I don't know. I think they did for a little while because some of the parts were some of the scarce parts for the 5s, but
Right. Like if I'm gonna buy a new PlayStation 4, then at that point I would just get a PS5 because then it's like, well, if this thing ever does have exclusives, then I'll be able to play them. I mean, that might happen in like 2036, but
yeah, it does have exclusives.
yeah, 4 of them. But
Yeah.
I do want to play that Ratchet and Clank game. That looks cool. And the Astro's Playroom because I really liked the VR Astrobot game for PS4. That
Yeah.
one was really fun. So I imagine that one's good too.
Dude, Labo's pretty sweet.
Oh my god.
What about you, Zach?
That's the greatest Switch exclusive is Nintendo Labo.
I played Fire Emblem Engage, Pokemon Go, I played a little bit of Pokemon Scarlet because they had some like new raids they announced.
And these guys say that I suck Nintendo's dick.
And I said one game. And I played God of
3.
War. For the place, I have it on PlayStation 3 because I have that collection. So that is how I played it.
Yeah.
Did I have anything else? I played Atomic Heart. Picked up Atomic Heart and played some of that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Who's your favorite character and why is it the fridge?
The fridge is fucked, bro.
The fridge is awesome.
For those of you who haven't played or know what Atomic Heart is, it's basically a love letter to BioShock, is how like the developers talked about it. And it totally is. But one of the characters, the way you upgrade your weapons and like your like abilities you can do, because it's like you have robotics like in your hand and stuff.
They're basically your plasmids.
Yeah, is a fridge that wants you to dominate it. It tries to like, it gets hacked, and she like tries to kill you in the beginning with these whips, and she's like talking super dirty to you, and it's very uncomfortable. And then you beat it, like you fight it, like you don't fight it, like there's a cutscene where it gets fought, and essentially she's like, "Okay, master, what do you want me to do?" And he's like, "What the fuck?" And your guy like comments about it because he is very uncomfortable with this fridge.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, stick it in me." It's just like,
yeah,
it's hilarious.
It's fucking terrible. But it's a fun game. So it totally is a love letter to BioShock. You can tell. But it's really, really fun.
Yeah.
I've had lots of fun with that game.
It's a love letter to BioShock and a really nasty letter to Ukraine.
Don't play politics with that. I've seen so many people being like, you shouldn't play that game, and it's like, why? It's because the developers happen to be Russian. Like, bro, it's fine. You're fine. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep playing Atomic Heart until I get all my money back from Ukraine. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I need some ROIs on that shit.
So, Atomic Heart, super fun. It's beautiful, honestly. Like, the graphics are amazing. The music's fucking rad. I think Dead Islander, I almost dead named him. Dead Islander.
Don't worry, his real name sounds fake too. So
I know.
Yeah.
He put in the chat a song that Mick Gordon did for it.
Yeah.
So it's got a sick ass soundtrack. Story's really good so far. I mean, it's like decent, it's fun.
yeah.
Gameplay's sick.
You know, honestly, if you were to give me the option of choosing whether a person's name was Dead Islander with full knowledge that Dead Island is a game and his actual name, I would probably figure that the Dead Islander name is the real one and not his actual name. So, like I saw,
it's like that thing where they told you to name your child Dovahkiin and you get like Bethesda games for life.
Yeah,
it's like name your kid Dead Island and you get a free copy of Dead Island or whatever.
You get what, a sequel when they ever make one, or have they made? I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll send you a signed vinyl of Hoodoo You Voodoo Bitch, the song.
Or like thanks for the dead game. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
I mean, I do love that game, but you know,
I don't think
I never played it. I just assumed it. I just assumed it kind of had its thunder stolen by Dying Light because isn't it the same developer?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and Dying Light got really, really good reviews too.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Is that all you got?
That's all I've been playing.
All right. I have done pretty much the Ada Rhythm Final Fantasy, and I jump on Final Fantasy 14 because I was trying to get Joe and I tickets to FanFest, FF14 FanFest. Just because, you know, I figured I'll re-up my sub and try to get tickets to it. Apparently, it's really damn near impossible to get tickets to FanFest. A lot of people online are really whining like bitches about Square Enix not supporting their streamers and all this and that. And I'm like, you guys don't work for Square Enix. You realize that, right? Like people who
support their streamers?
Support people
what does
who...
that mean?
You guys should get supported from them for being
if
the
you're
number
a
one
company.
podcast.
What does that mean, though?
Yeah, that means you need to baby people who love your product online. So, like influencers, I guess, is what they were saying. I'm like, you know, I kind of see that, but I was like, I do remember the year one though, or the year we went, and basically, if you had ever mentioned Square Enix or Final Fantasy on the internet, you were given free access.
That's true. Yeah, I guess, in that way.
So I could see why they'd be a little more protective.
So, is FanFest like KupoCon, or what is it?
It's just a final... They
put on by Square Enix.
Yeah. They have like a new raid where they'll release a new raid and you can go like log on and to their computers and play it and see.
Oh,
if
it's
you can
not
beat
even
it.
like a con. I thought it was like a con, so it's just
Yeah,
like an online
basically
thing.
is.
Yeah, mostly I just drank a lot and I
Hung
know
out in
that's
the room where all
most.
the people who RP with the nude mods.
I know that's most everybody or most things that I do is that, but I don't know. They usually
I
announce
know
a new
normally
expansion.
I know normally I spend my time drinking, but this time I was drinking around people dressed as Mikotis or however you pronounce that fucking
Yeah.
class.
Yeah, and like I said last time, Minfilia definitely gave the best head out of all of the people. So
But then when you sober up, you realize it was a Lalafell the whole time, and you're like, oh god, oh
yeah,
fuck.
and like I was like, oh man, how far down into your intestines did my cock go?
And then she's like, did you want breakfast? And it's like, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah. No, it's weird because most of the people there only play 14, and so I felt very out of place. And then I also realized, like, as I re-up the sub, I'm like, why am I trying to get a ticket to a game that I don't like? A celebration of a game I don't like with an expansion I don't want to play that I probably will eventually play because I'll feel like I have to. And then I didn't get the ticket, and I was like, that works. That works for me.
I like imagining that you're at Final Fantasy Fan Fest and you're like talking to people there. It's like, oh, so what's your favorite Final Fantasy game besides 14? And they're like, what? There's other games?
There's other games.
Yeah. Like, yeah, no, these are fun, too. These aren't really long-winded and gotchas and take-backsies. I mean, some of them are take-backsies, but sometimes they don't take back.
Quite a few of them are take backsies.
But, like, yeah, you know, it doesn't take you 9 million hours to get through a cutscene. You don't have nearly as many head nods and, you know, scenes where the camera stays for about 10 seconds too long just to make sure you know everybody walked away after they got done talking, as if you fucking cared.
Just to make sure you knew where they were in space and time.
Yeah.
In that moment, that was super important.
Yeah. And then, of course, you teleport a million miles away, and they're also there, so I guess it's not that important, but in case you were wondering. Yeah.
I wasn't, but thank you.
Yeah, but so I re-upped on that, but I'm also working on one of the like, it's kind of like a Japanese midnight deal where I have, it's like an in-game, it's like, which one was it? My Life as a King. It's similar to that where I get a party and I send them out on missions and then they level up and get stronger and do all that shit. And there's like a trophy where at the end of it, I rank up my rank to like a captain in the Grand Company, which is like a in-game like fucking militia group, I guess, where it's based on where you're from. And I'm doing those missions slowly over time as well. But now the thing I have to do to finish it is take these NPCs into dungeons with me, and I don't know if I want to do it, so I might just leave it. But I did.
Thought you got the plat.
Oh yeah, for the PS4 version, but there's a PS5 plat.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it's much worse. It's much
Wait,
worse.
You got the plat?
Yeah, I got it for 14.
When?
Oh, it was like 2 months ago. Yeah.
I don't
What a
remember.
friend, Joe.
I don't
What a
remember
pal.
large amounts
Yeah,
of like
I bought him a
skipping
fucking
and
cake.
Yeah, what the fuck? Was I not invited to the party?
No.
Well, you don't care, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. I just posted a video online and that was it. It was probably at least a month and a half ago.
Where did you post it?
I just tweeted it out.
Oh,
Joe doesn't have Twitter. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have Twitter.
yeah, I got
That's
the
why you
plat.
weren't invited to the party.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. I just did the same
Elon
fate.
Musk was there. It was crazy.
What the fuck else do you have left for the PS5 version?
Let me
His
show you.
dignity.
That's true.
That was lost a long time ago.
So the PS5 version, let me pull it up here.
God, dude, you platinumed. Oh my god, dude, what the fuck?
Well, he also platinumed NT Warrior or whatever it's called. So
Yeah, those are more
New
rare.
Testament.
Yeah. So 14, the last trophy I got was complete 1,000 fates, and that was 11th of February. So I guess it's been a month and 2 days. So that's not that long ago, I guess.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah. 1 month anniversary. But the PS5 version of the game. Oh, wait, I just clicked on the PS4 one again. Sorry. The PS5 version of the game I have 52 out of 120 trophies. So there's a bunch for just all the expansions and the content in there.
Oh,
I have to reach level 80.
God.
Level 80 with a crafting class. Level 80 with a mining class. That captain one I was telling you about. I have to complete 3,000 fates. I have to complete 2,000 instanced dungeons, raids, or trials.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
I have to
2,000?
yeah. I have
What?
to I can do dude, there's
Dude, you can beat all the rest of our games that we have left for both shows. And you will still have like 3,000 hours left
yeah.
in Final Fantasy 14.
Oh my god.
Look, there's a cheese way to do it. I read online. There's a guy who did it by fighting Titan over and over and over again. It took him about 16 seconds to kill him each time, unsynced, and you can just keep going. So it was about 22 hours to grind out that trophy. But
okay, all right. As long as you can cheat it.
Yeah, there's one for synthesizing 5,000 collectibles, which I've done.
I mean, that's only an entire game.
Yeah, just for one trophy.
In Chinese water torture version of killing Titan over and over and over again until you go insane.
Yeah, hearing that proggy rock song too.
Just do it.
Like, oh God, does this have an organ and a
dude? You would have to do 20.
I hate this.
You would have to kill him 20 times a day for 1,000 days.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
Oh my God.
That one I figure I'll do at the very end after I do everything else, if I do it. There's one for gathering
200 days.
Gathering 8,000
I'm fast, really
collectibles out of the ground, which I've done 7 out of 8,000. One for all of the fights, and then that's pretty much it. So a shit ton. There's a lot left. Like there's a lot, and then I have to do. Where was the one? There was another one that was terrifying. What was it? It was like collect all of the fucking cards, the triple triad cards, and I don't think I have a single one. I don't even know how to start that, and there's like hundreds of them. Yeah,
Sounds like you should just forget about it and you beat it on the other PS3 or PS4. So
yeah, I mean this is a rare trophy though. It's 1.48% of people. Only
because it's stupid.
Only 302 other peoples have the platinum for this.
Yeah, how many of them are still alive?
Other people either are single, divorced now, dead. It's not worth it.
Working on all the above.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like it's pretty unacceptable. There's somebody recently who's got the plat. They just played 3 hours ago.
You should friend them.
Yeah, friend them. What did you do? Tell me what you did.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't stopped playing. I since
I don't
bought the
shower.
PS5.
I don't bathe. I don't work.
The nice thing
I
is
live in Eorzea now.
all the shit carries over from the PS4 version. So like, but even then though,
thank God you have 1,000 fates out of the 3,000 you need.
Yeah, exactly. See,
of that thing that took you like 5 years to complete.
It was actually 7 years.
Oh, okay. All right. So 21-year span in order for you to complete all.
No.
That's 14 more years. See, this math I could figure out. That's 14 more years of fate grinding for you, Schweiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It's a whole nother podcast of ours. Born,
Final
lived,
Fantasy
died.
14, the ultimate Final Fantasy 14
Yeah,
podcast.
that's only going to be hosted by Schweiss. I'm not fucking touching that thing with a 10-foot pole. Fuck that. Jesus Christ.
And that podcast should just be like, not even a podcast. It should be on YouTube, and it's like webisodes or whatever. And it's just like a zombie, like apocalypse update, you just update it, and you just like get more disheveled as you go along.
Day 3000 of Final Fantasy 14.
We'll buy you like extensions to make it look like your mullet's growing in the back.
I found more.
Just go on.
I found 3 more things in the ground. It took me 45 minutes. No,
you have to
sleep.
like, but as it goes on, you have to sound more and more unhinged. You'd be like, they left, the family left. I don't talk to my kids anymore. There are distractions for Final
And the
Fantasy
next episode,
14.
he's like, they left. The demons left.
Yeah.
The demons left.
Oh my god. A4,
Yeah.
what have you been playing?
I have been playing a Final Fantasy game as well. I've been playing Final Fantasy 2.
Wow,
Nice.
that Dragon Quest ripoff.
That's the opposite of the joke that we normally do here.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can't
It does
do that
rip off
joke.
Dragon Quest in that Final Fantasy 2, much like Dragon Quest 2, has characters, unlike Final Fantasy 1 and Dragon Quest 1, but they're also barely characters.
What?
It also has a story, but it's barely a story. And it's fine, but I don't even know if I like it as much as Final Fantasy 1, because Final Fantasy 1, leveling up just felt better. It just felt like the progression was more apparent, whereas Final Fantasy 2, because it's got the whole, you only level up what you use shit. It
Yeah,
just felt like
which is
by the end of the game, like all of my characters were super OP and had like really good magic.
yeah. That's literally what every game does now, by the way. So a lot of people
Mhm.
gave it a ton of shit, but it's like that's exactly what the Bethesda games do.
Oh yeah, but like for a turn-based JRPG, it's a bit different than like, an action RPG or whatever, like Skyrim. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked it, but I think I like Final Fantasy 1 better, just because the story's less. Like the story really outstays its welcome in Final Fantasy 2. It's like, oh, we stopped the Emperor, but then this happened, and then we stopped that, but then this happened. Where it's just like, all right, I stopped the Emperor's like main guy, and then I stopped his airship and his dreadnought, and then I stopped a tornado that he's in, and then I stopped hell that he's in, or whatever. And it's just like it just went on way too fucking long. Like it took me like 20 hours to beat that game, and I was like, this could have been half easily, and it probably still would have been better.
I think I like it just a little bit more than the first one, personally.
Yeah, I was listening to your guys' review after I beat it. I think that was your general consensus.
Yeah, like
But the progression of like
3 was
character
punishing, so I fucking hated my experience of playing 3.
I'm really interested to see how I feel about 3 because I did play very.
I've heard the
far
NES
in
version is better than the remake.
Well, I'm playing the Pixel remasters, but I did play a shitload of the 3D remake on DS when I was a kid. I got decently far in it. I didn't beat it. But...
And then you got railed.
No, I just kind of.
Oh, because that's what
Started
happens.
playing other shit. That's what. No, I'm sure, but I'll be interested to see if I like it as much now that I kind of have a little more context. Because that was like when I played that one as a kid. That was like one of the first old school Final Fantasies I'd ever played.
If I were going to replay them, I would play them all in their original versions, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Those Pixel
Maybe
remasters
play
are pretty
Zodiac
nice, though.
Age because I missed out on that one. But
I think if it's there's a Steam sale coming up this week, the spring sale, and I think I'm gonna have to get the Zodiac Age on my PC so I can finally dive deep into that fucking thing. But yeah, the Pixel remasters are pretty good so far. At least on these NES ones, where it's very easy to see the upscale, or how much better the graphics and music have gotten from the NES versions, even compared to like Dawn of Souls or whatever the PlayStation one was called. It's a pretty marked improvement. So like those are coming out on consoles soon, I think.
What is it?
I would highly the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters.
Oh,
They're pretty nice.
wow, so more
Literally
games to add to the old bucket list for Joe and Choice.
Well,
no,
I mean,
we
they
already beat those.
Yeah,
no, not the remasters.
I don't want to hear that argument ever
Yeah.
again. Ever, ever, ever,
Sorry.
ever, ever, ever,
It's
ever,
not a
ever
shit,
again.
man. I'm sorry. I don't stir. I don't know.
I mean, if they had their way, the thing is, this is what pisses me off, Zach. And maybe you don't know the context behind this, but like the only version of Final Fantasy III that we were able to play legally in the United States when we started the podcast was the remake of Final Fantasy III. So, and then when we got to FF4, there was a remake with voice acting, fully 3D, that came out for Final Fantasy IV, and we basically just chose which version to play. And
That's
then we
cheap.
just kept going because there was a bunch of different versions of the game. But then when FF7 Remake was coming out, people were expecting us to play the remake. And my thing was, not knowing, of course, that spoiler alerts, FF7 Remake is actually like a sequel.
Yeah.
But if it was literally just a remake, like the FF4 remake was, then it wouldn't count. It's just the same game scaled up to 3D.
It sounds like you're just cherry picking.
Yeah, but
No,
how mad would you have been if you finally heard that
But
the
if we-
Final Fantasy IV, the 3D version for the DS, at the very end, like Fusoya or something is like, those are the fates. These are the wisps of fate. And it's just like, oh, god damn it.
Well, now here's the deal. Like, if that were the case, we would probably known that beforehand and probably would have played both versions.
Right.
So, but we were both excited to play FF7 Remake. We both decided to play it anyway, and then it turned out to be what it turned out to be. But no, on a technicality, it was just like one version of the game each. Like, if we really had to do that, we would have to play the original and then like the upscaled versions on the PlayStation 1 that came out for a lot of these games, and then
the
like
PSP and the GBA.
then like the
and
smoothed out Game Boy versions. Like, it would be like they've remade those fucking Final Fantasy games a bazillion times.
Oh, you guys didn't complete the list. You didn't play Final Fantasy 1 on the Wonder Swan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
There are
exactly
Final
the
Fantasy on the
kind of
N-Gage?
argument I would hear
Is there?
all the time.
Is there?
There might be.
And,
No.
and my thing was like, and the thing that drove me nuts is like trying to play all these games to have an appreciation of all of them, be able to really tell which ones are the great ones that people should play, and that, you know, I have a connection to the series for whatever reason. I just love the way the gameplay is. I love the way that they tell stories sometimes, and so I wanted to play all the games. It's not an FF7 favoritism podcast. I've tried to be the opposite of that, because every other fucking thing on the planet is this fucking deep throating of Final Fantasy VII all day.
Instead,
the other podcasts were just like
Final Fantasy VII. It's the deep throating of Final Fantasy VII.
It was like at the time and now it was like anything outside of 7, 8, and 10 like didn't exist. Like, no one ever talked about the other games, except for like some old school people would talk about 1 or 6/3. People don't even have to make the distinction anymore with FF3 and FF6. But 10 years ago they had to. It's crazy. So anyway,
Hell, even when I said I was playing
Insane.
Final Fantasy 2 in the Facebook chat, someone was like, "Which Final Fantasy 2?" And I'm like,
oh my god, someone actually did that?
"Yeah." And I'm like,
They must be
"No, Rich, it's
60.
like the actual one, not the." Like, yeah, I'm playing Final Fantasy 4 on Super Nintendo, and I'm willingly calling it Final Fantasy 2 because that's what it says on the fucking box.
Yeah,
You
just
idiot,
confuse people.
Yeah, and I've already beaten 4. But yeah, no, those pixel remasters are really snazzy when they're coming out on consoles. I think this year.
Oh, then
Really,
people can really appreciate FF6, the real greatest Final Fantasy of the series.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, the only problem I have with the pixel remasters is that the text is like way too squished, like by default, and I don't know why. On PC at least, it's a very easy fix where you just go in the files and then like make a copy of the Japanese language files and then just rename them to be the English ones, and then the text is like normal size. It's not like condensed to be like super skinny. But that's that's been like the biggest complaint about those pixel remasters. Hopefully they will either change that or make it an option on the console versions. I'm not holding my breath on that though.
Yeah, they're usually pretty fucking lazy over there.
Yeah. Yeah. But those
Over at
pixel
Square Enix
remasters
land.
are very, very snazzy little games. Highly recommend those.
Nice.
Other than that, I've been playing some Senran Kagura, which is a
Porn game,
Is
probably.
Is that a ghost song or what? Because it also went in
it's
one
like
ear
a
and out
fan
the other.
servicey ninja game where you're these like shinobi girls, and it's kind of like Dynasty Warriors Light. where
Send me
you
the
just run
link.
Zach will love it because they all have gigantic tits. And you can at least mod the PC version, Zach. So they're new.
Listen, I know what I like, and I don't like personality. So,
Don't worry, they don't got any of that, but they do have back problems. I'll tell you that much. and it's a fun little cheesy game, full of fan service, and it's like Dynasty Warriors Light, where you're just mashing the square button and the triangle button occasionally to attack other ninjas. And other than that, I also started playing Resident Evil 4 today because I haven't played it in a hot minute. And I
Ooh,
want to
good
be well
game.
acquainted.
Fan-fucking-tastic game.
Oh, it's a great game. I just haven't beat it in forever, and I want to be more. I want to have it fresh in my mind when that remake
When you
comes out.
play that new one. Yeah, that's a good idea. Honestly, I think that's fantastic. I'm fucking
'cause-
so stoked for this new one.
Well, because there's a lot of it I don't remember, so I'm like,
Right.
oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, what I'm excited for the remake too is there's like side quests now, which sounds pretty fun, honestly. And
Yeah.
I trust them after Village and 7 and remake 2.
Yeah, but they're getting rid of like all they got rid of the ballistics. So, I mean,
It's okay for you, pedophile.
They got
bitch.
rid of the tits on
She's 20.
Ashley?
yeah,
Really?
and that line too.
She didn't have like big tits, I didn't think.
You should play the game again.
All right.
She did. But they also got rid of that line. But they do keep some of the
Oh,
lines.
man,
in.
you
Like I
know
saw
what?
when someone was playing the demo, he still says like, "Where's everybody going? Bingo." So
You know what they should
they're
have
keeping some of that stuff in.
Yeah. They should have made the president's daughter. They should just got fucking Trump's daughter. It's like super fucking hot. And you're like, "Damn, this man, these guys are trying to get you with their seed, huh? They're trying to infect
Honestly,
you."
bro, she'd be just as useful as Ashley. So
It just reminds me of
it's
the
pretty.
It just reminds me of the drawing where Ashley is on the back of the jet ski with Leon at the end. She's like, "Hey, do you want to come over and have unprotected vaginal sex with me, knocking me up until you fill my cervix full of your seed?" And he's just like, "No way, fag." That's all that reminds me
What?
of. It's just-
I don't get it.
It was like
at
it was like a
all.
drawing someone did years and years and years ago.
Oh.
It was just funny.
Okay.
That's what it reminded me of when he was talking
Speaking of
about like,
remakes,
I didn't know she was 20.
I picked
Yeah,
up
it
Trials of
says it-
Mana.
oh, you
Oh.
did get Trials of Mana. Okay.
I did.
Nice.
Because we were watching someone streaming part of it, and he didn't realize that it was like an action RPG. Because he was he's going to call me a pervert this whole time. Meanwhile, like one of the reasons he wanted to pick up Trials of Mana was what's her nuts with the purple hair and the red dress. That hot bitch.
There's no
You played-
characters in that game. No
On
one
what game?
remembers any of the characters
In Seiken
the Mana
Densetsu
games.
3.
Oh,
Those
it's-
characters have names.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they do. I
Did
have
you
not
got the
played- I've only-
remake? Is that what you said?
Yeah, he got the remake.
We've heard the remake's not as good.
I don't know.
For Trials of Mana.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never played it, so I want to.
The OG was awesome, but it's a great game.
You could probably have my copy of the collection of Mana.
Yeah. I have that on Steam, on Switch. It's pretty good.
Yeah. The third one. Well, the second and third one. No, all three of those. I like all three of those.
We were laughing because we were watching. A4 showed me the trailer like a couple weeks ago. We were talking about it, and they have like the little girl or whatever, and she's speaking Japanese, and they like subtitled her like the baby talk. So we were laughing.
Yeah, she has
about
like
her.
the Elmer Fudd voice, but like there's a streamer called Vinny Vine Sauce, and I guess in the remake, every time you go back to the main menu, one of the 6 characters at random says Trials of Mana. But because she has that voice, she goes, "Trials of Mana," and he kept getting that voice over and over again, like in a row. And he said like every time he gets that voice, he has to take a shot. So it's just like, this is impossible. We got this like
fucked
6
up,
times
bro.
in a row. This is fucking impossible. It's just every time going back to the main menu, Trials of Mana.
That sounds.
The voice acting in it sounds like it's really bad, but
Yeah.
kind of in like in a good way, like in the way where it's like mid 2000s JRPG voice acting. You know,
There's not
It's
much
really
to
corny.
this. There's not much to the stories of the Mana games. Even
I don't
like
know,
Secret
I'm
of like it seems like it's gonna be like an old Square Enix filled with story thing, and it's really not. Like it has it in like a couple parts, but yeah, where you're saying like, don't you remember this character? It's like fucking no.
I don't know.
All I remember is spinny, spinny, spinny with the one guy. That's about it.
Yeah, the gameplay in the third one was the best of the gameplay.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was
Yeah, because
stellar.
I like Final Fantasy Adventure. And then
Oh,
I tried
yeah.
playing a
That was
little. I
great.
tried playing a little bit of Secret of Mana, and I just wasn't feeling it for some reason. Like the camera doesn't move well enough with the character. Like you have to really push to the edge of the screen before the camera starts moving, and I didn't really like that. But I barely played any of it. So.
Whatever kinks are in that one, they smoothed out gameplay wise with the other one.
I kind of figured, yeah. But,
Yeah.
And Seiken Densetsu 3 was always supposed to be one of those, like, one of those white whale type games where it's like, oh, we're never going to get this, and it's really, really good. And
Yeah.
we have it.
Generally, with Square Enix, those ones suck. They just are lying to us. Like Type Zero.
They realized it sucked and they didn't want to put it out to the States and lose money.
Type Zero. They didn't want a major podcasting outfit to mock the annoying death sounds of all these fucking teenagers.
I mean, from what it sounds like, Trials of Mana is the good one, and then everything after that is bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
According to you guys.
You bet your sweet ass. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Those are fucking awful games. Like the Mana series, like the first 3, dude, they fucking like hit and then hit it out of the park and then hit it out of the park again. And
unless
then
you're
fucking shat themselves
the first
constantly
Mana game.
After that.
Look,
Legend, the first Mana game in which they hit, but you have to wait like for 5 minutes for your fucking bar to fill up at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, the first Mana game, all you do is just fucking cast fire or whatever spell rapes the boss, and you just do that over and fucking over again until you win. Secret or Legend had some cool elements, but it was just like an undercooked game.
Is
that
the PS1 one that also just got a re-release recently?
Yeah, that's the one we're talking about.
Okay.
I think it's Legend, right? I don't fucking remember.
I think it's Legend.
Who could possibly fucking
But then
know?
there's Dawn of Mana, which is one of the worst games I've ever played.
No, dude, Heroes was so much more.
Oh
dramatic.
yeah!
You kidding
Heroes!
Dawn was just the boogie game.
I love that most people can live their lives and not have to play a dog shit game. Like they look at a game, they look at the reviews, they play like 5 seconds, they're like, "Oh, this sucks," and then they move on. But we don't do that.
Yeah.
So we have to play through the whole fucking thing. It's like, why does no one talking? Why is no one talking about Heroes of Mana? Then we put it in, we find out.
Yeah.
Most people do stop playing shitty games 5 seconds in. Like I tried playing Jack and Daxter, and I'm like, I want to stop playing this because it sucks. But Schweiss says it's good, so I guess I'll keep playing it.
Yeah. Like I said, Jack 3 was good. That's it. I didn't say anything about it.
I got a whole heaping helping of Jack 2 to get through first, and apparently that game doesn't have iframes, so I'm going to be screaming at my PS2.
It's also really hard. It's a really hard game.
If you don't have invincibility frames, I imagine it would be hard.
I never beat it.
Speaking of really hard,
yeah,
he's got a boner confirmed.
Super Metroid.
Yeah, let's dive in.
We should probably talk about it.
Are we not going to talk if anyone beat anything?
Oh my god! Jesus, this has taken like 9 years. Has anybody beat a game?
It's been
Joe.
Has anyone beaten a game?
Yeah, I beat 2.
Okay, what are they?
So I beat Pokemon Go again because I finished the Hoenn Pokedex. Because they did an event where I could finally catch the Pokemon that wasn't in fucking New Zealand.
Is that how that works for beating Pokemon Go? Is completing a Pokedex?
So there's...
That's a lot.
Talked about this. It is, yeah. Fuck you. Especially when some of the Pokemon are like a few of them are locked into like specific places in the world. So like in this one, I needed Relicanth and Kecleon, which Kecleon they hadn't put into the game until like a month ago because they're like, we don't know how to do it because it goes invisible, and it's like fucking morons. So they put that in, and then they Relicanth. There was an event, and they had them hatching from eggs, and I hatched 20 eggs, and I got one. It was a lot of walking, but I got it.
There you go.
Yeah, so I was pretty stoked, and I beat God of War.
Oh shit! Fuck! You're ahead of me. You're ahead of me.
I'm out of town next week, so I had to.
Oh, you didn't even move it on the Trello board. I'm moving this for you.
Sorry, I forget that Trello board exists.
No, that's fine.
Sorry.
Don't worry, we all do.
Yeah, only me and my anality.
Is that the next Mortal Kombat? Is that going to be in Mortal Kombat 12?
Anality. Zach, your next game is Halo Infinite. If you want to play it, that one's an optional
one. That's on my PC, so I'll have to keep playing.
Now I'm just imagining Scorpion shit like throwing his spear through the guy's dick, and it's coming out his asshole. And he's like, "Get over, queer."
Analogy. Gay. Just like-
It really puts the sub in Sub-Zero.
Dude, with that same vein, it's
Fuck you.
Baraka. Baraka gets like his thing out and just sticks it in his pee hole. He's like sounding him. It's like analogy.
And they're bad dragon
Yay.
dildos instead of knives.
Yeah.
So instead, when he does that one move, instead of slashing you in the air, it's just hitting you with dildos.
That mean the like lizard reptile when he does his acid, it shoots out of his dick instead.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
That's perfect. Ed Boon, hire us. We have ideas for your game.
We'll take your game to the next level.
You want to sell on Steam? You
Want to be AO?
Yeah.
Oh, you always wanted to be AO instead of just
There's no
M.
female characters in this one. There's just
It's
no
all-
Sonya.
yeah. Oh,
There's no Katana.
Oh my
because
god.
that would be Clamality, and it'd be a lesbian version.
Yeah, and that's just gross.
All right.
Okay, yeah, sorry guys. I just wanted to say that I beat games. So
Congratulations. Schweiss, what was the last thing I have on there?
Kingdom Hearts is the only thing you have on there.
So Halo 5 is not on there? Super Metroid
have
is
you guys
not on
reviewed
there.
Halo 5 yet?
And
No, that's after
not
this.
yet. That's next week.
Oh.
And then
So I
Theater
didn't
Rhythm,
have to bust through God of War. Jesus Christ.
Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line. Whatever, man. You're ahead. You can play
It's also
Halo
like a
Infinite
3-hour game
and
if you're
or
hurrying.
Live
It wasn't bad, it
Alive,
wasn't bad.
which is after that. We're
Ooh,
gonna
yeah, I
get to
should
the
probably
long
start that,
games
'cause
after
I heard,
Halo
I heard
Infinite.
Live Alive's got some grindy shit you got to do if you want to like beat it.
It says 20 hours on how long to beat.
I was watching some people saying they said it's like some of like you should grind a little bit because over level yourself.
Live Alive up are all long games. So that's
Yeah.
what we're gonna be.
I thought you said Live Alive was 20 hours.
Yeah, I would call that a
That's
long
the
game.
threshold, probably.
You're
yeah.
no longer in the short game category. You're now in the
Oh.
long game category. Live
Long game
Alive.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I did Theater Rhythm and Halo 5. What about you, Gafer? It's Super Metroid is the last one you have. Super Metroid,
Metroid's
God
the
of
last one you
War,
have.
Revengeance, Bastion.
So I have beaten Banjo-Kazooie.
You beat Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah.
Damn.
Kinda
I
just
didn't know
felt
that
like it.
could be beat.
Why?
Because I get my ass handed to me every time I play that game. Jesus.
Well, you get your ass handed
Like
to you when you
like
play the
level
game.
3, I'm fucking like out, dude. God.
I beat Jack and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 2
Okay.
and Senran Kagura Peach Ball,
Peach Ball.
which
okay.
is the pinball spin-off of Senran Kagura, where all the girls are dressed up as sexy animals and
You're
you have
such
to
a
play
douche.
pinball to turn them back to normal.
All right.
That
so-
Do you
sounds
ever
like
just
being a
do
furry
you
with
ever
extra
just watch porn, or is this like
Oh
your
yeah,
porn?
constantly.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
just
jerking
curious.
off while I'm playing a pinball game. What do you think I am, fucking freak?
I don't know. Maybe you got it like between your legs and you're like shifting side to side or just doing something fucking
Hit the
weird.
flipper, just
Yeah. Hit those flippers, just like smack your balls. Just. Fucking slapping the shit out of your
I
sack.
cum all over the computer, and my cum spells out tilt.
Yeah. There you go. So, King Hog for the hosts is as follows. A4, first place with 8 games beaten.
Jesus.
Two-way tie
Not even that
between
many.
Zach
Not even barely 3 months into the year. Jesus fucking Christ.
Zach and Joe tied for second place, second place with 4, and I am in last with 3 games beaten this year.
Wow. What a little
Wait,
fucking...
what do you have for me? Because I should have 5 games.
Pokemon Scarlet, Metal Gear Solid Revengeance, Pokemon Go, God of War.
I had Bad Boys Miami Takedown too.
Oh shit, so do I. Oh, I guess we're tied. Was that this year?
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
if that
I'm
was
pretty
this
sure.
year for me.
Oh, I beat it right before we reviewed it.
Yeah,
Like-
'cause- yeah.
Like 3 days before we reviewed it.
I'm like months and months ahead. Because now you guys had to play that fuck you game, Parasite Eve 3. So
Yeah. I sure do. Zach doesn't.
yeah,
I do.
Honestly, it's my only win right now on this podcast, so I'm gonna take it.
All right, so Zach is in second with 5, and then Joe is in third with 4, and I'm in last with 3. So that's where we are.
All right. Shall we talk about Super Metroid?
I think that would be good.
4 hours into this
15 minutes
podcast?
into the fucking show, yeah.
Yeah. Super
It's
Metroid!
gonna be a 15-minute review. What are you talking about?
Probably. Super Metroid is an action-adventure game, I would say a puzzle game, developed by Nintendo and Intelligent Systems, published for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, a.k.a. the SNES or the SNES.
Wait, did Intelligent Systems work on this?
In 1994. Yeah, I just said that.
No, I just didn't know Intelligent Systems because they do a lot of other series for Nintendo.
Yeah, they
Like,
work
do
with
Advance
Nintendo
Wars.
a lot.
Yeah.
It is the third installment in the Metroid series, straight up following the events of the Game Boy game, Metroid 2, Return of Samus.
Yep.
And where this is the story. This is the whole story here. This is the outline. You are playing a space bounty hunter, I guess, even though that's not really said in the game, but that's what it says on Wikipedia. Named Samus. And you're traveling to the planet of Zebes to receive an infant Metroid creature stolen by the space pirate leader Ridley.
Yep.
It starts with almost like a alien-esque opening thing. It's not, I guess.
I mean, this whole series is like
it's
is
just
like
Alien.
a love letter to Alien. Yeah.
Yeah. You got like the cool, weird music, like the horror, off-kilter feeling
Really,
of
like,
it.
atmospheric, dissonant sort of.
And you get like a small little cutscene at the beginning that kind of sets that up. And then you're like running away from a ship that's self-destructing. And then you find yourself on Zebes. And then the rest of the game is just you figuring out the puzzle until like there's a twist at the end where like I guess you've imprinted upon this alien thing and it saves you. And that's the story.
So in Metroid 2, you're going to like planet X3R or something, and you're trying to destroy all the Metroids, which are these like parasitic alien things that basically suck the life out of anything they touch.
Which is the story of every Metroid, pretty much.
Yes. Well, the ending of that one specifically, you're going and destroying all the Metroids on that planet. The ending of which the baby Metroid imprints upon you as you're its mom.
Yeah.
And then that's the baby Metroid that's in captivity that gets stolen. But then, later near the end of the game, there's basically like a scripted fight once you beat Mother Brain where like she kind of just almost kills you. And then the baby Metroid, which is giant now, comes in and fucking sucks all the life out of Mother Brain and puts it into you and gets you like a super laser.
Well, that sounds bitchin'.
Yeah, it's a cool ending.
So that's the ending for this game.
Yeah. We just spoiled it. Really.
Fucking over like what?
Yeah.
30 years.
Okay, so it came
We
out.
spoiled this 30-year-old game.
It came out in 1994. It sold well and shipped 1.42 million copies worldwide by 2003. So it's probably beyond with all the remakes and stuff, or the re-releases on like the Wii and stuff like that.
Because it was on
Switch.
Virtual Console. It's on the Switch Online thing. I
Probably
played it on
made
the
a lot
Super
more
Nintendo
money
Mini.
than that.
Oh, that's fun.
It's also arguably the first game that started the Metroidvania subgenre of action adventure games, which is heavily reliant on a big open map where areas are closed off that you have to usually have some sort of ability or item to access areas that you've seen before but couldn't get to.
Whoa. Are you telling me the first Metroid is the first?
The first Metroidvania is a
Metroid
Metroid game, yes, but like they also call it Metroidvania because
man.
a few years later, Castlevania Symphony of the Night would adopt the same formula, and a lot of Castlevania games after Symphony of the Night use the same formula.
It's a
where
way
you
different
have to-
setting, though.
So that's why.
Yeah, but
away
it's
with
it's the same kind of gameplay where like you basically need different abilities to travel to areas that you could see before but you couldn't get to.
And that's also why.
That's essentially what a Metroidvania is, and this is arguably like the first major Metroidvania game ever made.
Would you say that's why the term is Metroid Venvania as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why not just call it a Metroid like?
I don't know. I wasn't.
Why don't we call?
Well, Symphony
why
of
don't we
the
call?
Night was
Hold on,
a
hold on.
huge
Why
game.
don't we call first-person shooters just Quake likes?
Whoa. Well, no, it was.
You
Return
forget
to
that there was a
Castle
period in the
Wolfenstein.
'90s though, where like everything that was a first-person shooter was considered a Doom clone. So
Everyone knows Wolfenstein was first.
Hold on, no, but Wolfenstein and Doom were 1.5 3D. It wasn't real 3D. You know, it was like
doesn't
2D.
matter. There was a lot of people calling them Doom clones back in the '90s before.
Right, and they were
first-person
right.
Shooters really came into their own.
No, they would have been. It would have been Wolfenstein. I guess, yeah. Why don't we call them Wolfenstein likes?
Wolfenstein?
I don't know, man. The reason we call them Metroidvanias is because it's a hell of a lot easier than calling them game where you go around and you can't get to a place, but then you get an item and then you can go back to that place and go to that place. Like,
I don't know.
I always just think of
call
those
it
as
like a
adventure
dungeon
games.
game. Yeah, or an adventure. It's an action adventure game, is what it is.
yeah, but it's the specific progression of like seeing a place that you can't access because you don't have the right equipment
All right.
or ability yet, and then
A4.
backtracking and going and doing that.
We
'Cause
are back.
the original-
We are back on our subject of like pulling apart little subgenres. Me and you, we're gonna
Look,
be
I'm not
at
the
each
one who
other's throats
invented-
about this fucking shit.
I'm not the one who
forever.
invented Metroidvania as a term. I'm just telling you that's what people call these types
No,
of
I know.
games.
Yeah,
I'm just.
he doesn't
I'm giving
take the
you shit.
shits.
Yeah,
just
Schweiss.
serves them.
Yeah, Schweiss was giving you shit, and then I give you shit. You can't. Anyway, all right.
You can't give A4 shit because he gets too sensitive.
Yeah, I know.
Screams.
No,
Yeah.
I stand my fucking ground like an American.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
It's like the American hero, Samus Aran.
Directed by Yoshio Sakamoto. It was the music was composed by Kenji Yamamoto and Minako Hamano. Sorry about the names, guys. And yeah, it's widely considered as one of the greatest games of all time by many publications. And I had never played any Metroid before. What about you, A4?
I have played the original Metroid, which is like this but way worse. Because I think even the original Metroid takes place on Zebes or Zebes, however you pronounce it. But the problem is that since it's on the NES, like a lot of the corridors in the original Metroid feel copy pasted. Like they're all very similar. And I needed a guide to beat that fucking thing. Whereas like Super Metroid is a lot more intuitive. I didn't really need to look at a guide to figure out a lot of the stuff. And just quality of life improvements, like, I don't know, having a fucking map make it way better than Metroid 1 by that metric.
Yeah.
And I beat Metroid Dread was it 2022 or 21? I beat Metroid Dread within the past few years, which is like basically this game, just way more high fidelity.
Way
It's on the Switch.
spookier, a
But
much larger sense of dread.
Well, yeah, but also like it plays exactly like Super Metroid. Like you know when you bomb a wall and like it's got like a symbol on it showing you which power up. Like they carry that stuff over to Metroid Dread. Having like the dash where you do the shine spark where you dash long enough that like you charge up your thing and then you can do a super jump. Like that's all in that's in Metroid Dread. So yeah, I have
Hate
basically
that mechanic,
played.
by the way, but yes.
Yeah, so I've played a few Metroid games now, and but this was my first time playing this one.
Yeah,
Despite
the
how
ultimate
it is.
classic, this or
Yeah.
Metroid Prime, which is probably
Now, I
the other
have-
one that's mentioned all the time.
Yeah.
I have played a little bit of Metroid Prime. I never beat it, but
I've played the demo of Metroid Prime on one of those like Walmart. No, it wasn't Walmart. It was Shopko. It was the Shopko GameCube.
don't want to get those mixed up.
No, it's important. You know, you want the aesthetic when I tell you as like a young teenager or however old I was going into the Shopko and then like seeing the demo screens there, you know, with like the GameCube thing as it whispered to you in the aisle when
Yeah.
you were alone and scared the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Just happened to me multiple times when those GameCube demo things were out, and then I would go out there and I would play some Metro. Why the fuck don't they have those anymore? Why did they get rid of those?
I don't know.
Because you can just download demos on your consoles now.
yeah, that's
maybe
true.
that's it.
It's
yeah,
not the
but I
same.
felt like it was also like trying to sell the console too.
yeah, like right there.
I mean, most
right now.
most Walmarts and Targets I go to have a demo kiosk for like the Switch, and I think there's
Yeah.
even one for the PS4 and the X or the PS5 and the Xbox
Yeah,
series, whatever the
Walmart
fuck.
here in Linden at least has one.
Oh, you know what? I
Oh,
think they might
The
have one in
GameStop near me, I
Springville.
think, also does have demo kiosks for stuff.
Yeah, the GameStops do. But who wants to go in there? I mean, come on. All they sell now
Yeah,
is basically
GameStop is
merchandise and
Like,
Like
misery.
occasionally,
Very
I need to
lawless
buy new
place.
Pokemon card Elite Trainer boxes. So
my
I've been
God.
trying to get the Metroid Prime fucking physical copy they're selling for the remake, and it's fucking impossible.
Yeah, you know what?
silly.
You know what? Physical copies are really pricey. I think I might have mentioned this before. Bounty Hunter on the PS4 and Armored Core for Answer on the PS3. They're both $50 for physical.
Do they? I guess those are the surviving ones of my campaign of terror and
Yeah.
going on and stealing all of stealing all of them from the shelves and shooting them out back
They've been on that.
whenever I see them.
They've been in that used game store for probably about 6 months now, though. So like, no one's buying, but you could.
yeah,
But yeah,
Oh my god!
I do miss that. I played like Siphon Filter, the Omega Strain demo at like JCPenney, like, and that was cool. Like, I don't know. It's an old, it's a lost art. Those
back
demos.
when these department stores had game sections like Kmart or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is, I guess. The times have changed.
We just come from a bygone era, honestly.
Yeah. Speaking of bygone eras, a game that only sets up with a single cutscene and then ends it after a giant 20-hour puzzle
Yeah.
that then tells you
More
only
like
played
7,
for
but-
bullshit. A4 at the end of my fucking game. After playing hours and hours of this thing, every fucking free moment I had for like 3 weeks. And then at the end, it had the audacity to tell me I'd only been playing for 8 hours, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what they say? Time sure flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Flies. I guess crawls. If it was actually 8 hours, like, kill me now. Dude,
That just means you're way better at this game than you thought you were.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
I'm really good.
I thought I'd been playing this for an entire month. Apparently, I just played this for 3 afternoons.
Yeah.
Wow. And
yeah.
I kept my fucking Switch thing idle apparently for the other 15 hours of this fucking shit. Jesus
Yeah.
fucking Christ.
You got to turn it off. You got to keep those.
Oh my god, the how long to beat time on this is a fucking, for everybody listening out there who's like, oh, I want to play a real quick game of Metroid, Super Metroid. I've never played it before. See, if you played it before, I can believe the 7-hour time. I can believe that. Or if you're apparently a genius like A4 is, and you just like feel out all these puzzles.
Don't say that.
And
It's
you're
good
just like,
video.
oh.
You should try it sometime.
He's
You
holding
can
up
beat
his
these a lot
hand and he's
faster.
like, oh, I know the answer now. If you're one of those, I guess, yeah, the 7-hour to 8-hour, 20-minute time or whatever the fuck might be realistic. But no, it's not. Not for a first-time playthrough. My fucking shit, my actual game said 8 hours, 20. My Switch told me 25 hours or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, or more.
No, 'cause
25 hours versus
I had,
8:20.
I had my how long to beat counter going while I was playing, and it should have been more like 11 and a half hours for me when all was said and done. Like I said in the chat multiple times, I don't think it counts like game overs and stuff. Like whatever, like if you game over and you go back to like whatever the last save point you were at was, I think that's where the timer starts. again.
Yeah, it probably is.
That's the only explanation I can think of for why we both like had way longer times.
Yeah, well,
like,
I mean,
and any other clock, and then the game tells us it took like 7-8 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, my life clock, I'm like 8 hours. I would have been done with this in 4 fucking days.
yeah. You guys should have seen my face when Bad Boys 2 took me 33% longer than how long to beat score said. It took me 4 hours instead of 3. I was
Now look,
pissed.
I'm not saying that the game is
Buddy,
bad and that it was
fucking
torture
hell.
playing it, but there is a kind of torture when you're like, I've been playing this for more than 7 hours, so that's how long Beat told me it was. And so like every hour past that, I'm like, what the fuck? When is this game gonna end?
Am I just retarded? Am I just retarded?
I like how Metroid was gaslighting Joe, and it has affected his mental state.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
think that is worth all the
I
hours
am-
of playing.
For all those little fuckers on how long to beat that are actually putting in the in-game, like the game clock time that it says at the end, they're the ones fucking this shit up.
Yeah, you're lying. It's not true. You know that everyone.
You know
knows
it's not true.
Look,
Everyone
the game gives
exactly.
you a time. Anytime I'm doing how long to beat, if the game gives me a time, whether it's on my save file or whatever, if it tells me at the end like this one does, then that's what I'm going by.
I
Why
do.
the fuck? How long to beat is a time management tool.
Yeah.
That is all it is. If you were on for a speed run, you'd be streaming that shit. It would have its own separate timer.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't fucking lie on how long to beat.
Yeah.
How long did that fucking shit
They're
actually
not lying.
take
The
you?
game told them that it took them however many hours, and that's how long.
This
it
is-
Anyway, this is a much longer game than 8 hours, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's giving me the bounty hunter vibes where you spend like 3 hours learning a level and then you beat it. And it's like 17 minutes. You're like, oh, fuck you. Those 17 minutes, me. Like,
Yeah, how long to beat time for bounty hunters? It's like 2 hours 20.
Yeah.
It's like fuck you.
Joe, if you were better at video games, I think it would be a better time.
I agree with Joe on
Yeah,
this.
I mean, you're
think
telling me you're getting your ass kicked in Clanker's Cavern of Banjo-Kazooie. It's like, man, I don't know what to tell you.
I
It's a
think-
baby
I
game.
think how
On
long
the
to beat
N64.
the
Oh, you know what? I got Banjo-Kazooie mixed with Crash Bandicoot.
yeah, Crash.
that one actually does make that one does make sense.
Okay, yeah, that one
Level
kicks
3.
my fucking
Because that
ass,
game is
bro.
hard,
Yeah.
not in a
Okay.
good way.
All right,
Crash Bandicoot is
it's something about like the logos on those things and on the game covers. I've always mixed those two games up, and I'm sorry.
you
Yeah,
just see a cartoon animal and you're like, this is the same game.
yeah, pretty much, and like the round font.
Yeah.
It's like I was sending videos of vinyls to that I got to my dad because he gave me the record player, and I had one for Klonoa 2, and he looks like on the cover he looks like Sonic, and I sent him the thing, and he's like, I hate that hedgehog as like a response because he thinks it's Sonic, and I'm just like, actually it's Klonoa. Like,
Excuse me.
Yeah,
yeah.
That hedgehog that he had to. That's probably why he had to give you the talk as a kid. He saw
yeah,
you like
yeah.
One of my most
stained hedgehog toy.
One of my most embarrassing moments as a middle schooler was like going over to a friend's house, and we were both like musician people, but we had totally different tastes in music. And they like held up, they're like, "Oh, you might like this." They held up a vinyl of Def Leppard, but all I saw was like 3 lines and then like a longer name with the font, and I thought it was Led Zeppelin. I was like, "Oh, Led Zeppelin," and I'm looking at a Def Leppard cover. And that was an embarrassing moment. They were like, "No, it's not Led Zeppelin." Like, can't you fucking read? And I was
You put it
like,
on
"Oh."
expecting Stairway to Heaven. It's just like, pour some
Oh.
sugar on me.
Oh, I thought
You're
you
like,
called.
this band is a lot gayer than I remember them sounding.
I thought you pronounce it macabre. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's
I like Led
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin and
Cabaret.
Def Leppard because it proves that I'm spelling lead and deaf correctly. And leopard.
Jesus Christ. All right. So,
Story.
Yeah.
Super Metroid.
Super
what do you think
Metroid.
about it?
what do you think? The story is first. So, story. Okay. So, let me give it. I think all that the story does, quote unquote, all it is just a setup for the gameplay of the game. It's not trying to tell a big story. It maybe gives you a feeling, like the idea of like of Alien, basically, or like if there are other alien horror space movies before this game ever came out, which I'm not even sure if there were, it would be in that category, you know? So, and it sets up that feeling pretty well, like in that respect. And then the rest of the game with its soundtrack and with the look of it, it all kind of is like of a piece. In that sort of way. They could have definitely done more with it, and they could have maybe reminded me of like what was happening when that thing showed up again at the end. And I had no clue because, of course, it had been 20 hours since the beginning 3-second cutscene. So I'm not going to say it was great, but as far as like what they were using it for and as far as what they were going for, I guess it was fine. So I guess I'll say it was I'm teetering between a 6 and a 7. I will give it the Super Nintendo benefit of the doubt, and I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for story.
Quick, with your perception of time, was that cutscene 30 seconds or 3 hours?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. That's like it's my edible experience of video gaming.
Are you playing this on
it was only actually 8 hours 20 minutes, but for some reason it felt like a month.
Yeah.
We've all gone to work, Joe. We've all felt that 8-hour slog.
I work 12-hour days, and honestly, they don't feel much longer than 8-hour days, to be quite frank. The story in this game basically just exists to facilitate the gameplay. Although I will give it credit for having those sort of like cinematic moments that are just sort of like baked into the gameplay. Like during like the first boss fight where Ridley shows up and steals the baby Metroid, and then like, you have the whole space station ready to blow up as you're trying to escape. Or the thing at the end where Mother Brain like almost kills you, and then the baby Metroid comes in and saves you, and then gives you like the super weapon to take her out. It does have these little sort of cinematic moments sprinkled throughout that are kind of nice. They are few and far between. So yeah, I'm going to have to like mirror. I think I'll give it a 7.
All right.
I'm thinking 6 and 7 was like close enough to what I was feeling for this game too. Cause yeah, it's kind of just there, but it does do some pretty ambitious things for a Super Nintendo game.
Nice.
It doesn't really have cutscenes.
So, speaking of Metroidvania things, obviously that's a reference to the gameplay of this game. What do you think about this thing?
So yeah, it's like I'm looking here. They're describing it as like an open 2D side-scrolling, open-ended world with a bunch of areas connected by elevators. And basically, it's a shooter game, a side-scrolling shooter game with some platforming elements. And you're fighting guys all along the way. But basically, you are trying to get the next power thing, the next like ability, in order to open up a thing that you saw way before somewhere. And so it's a lot of you like making your way through an area, going, oh, I got this thing, and I remember that other thing, like way the fuck back there, and going, Jesus Christ, where was that? And then tracking your way back to that other thing. And then when you get there, you can open up another area, and then usually that opens up some sort of a shortcut so you can get from area to area a little faster. And that's what you're doing up until you open up. There's 4 or 5 bosses throughout the game. You kill those things off, get new powers, go into the new area, and then up until you finally get to the final boss in the game. So it's interesting. It's a really interesting. I've never played a game quite like this. There are obviously like some just normal gameplay elements, like going into a dungeon in like an RPG or something like that, and there's switches. Like Final Fantasy has a bunch of switches in it, like, oh, this is open now, I can go back to the thing. But it's a much more multi-layered version of that concept.
Yeah, it's a little bit non-linear. There's like certain items that you can get out of order. People use that to sequence break the game when they speedrun it and whatnot. But it's basically just kind of you're left up to your own devices, and it's not really guiding you the whole way, holding your hand. You're kind of just exploring and trying to figure out how to get to the next thing that'll let you open up more of the map.
Yeah.
And, discover more bosses, power-ups, all that jazz.
Yeah. All the while, there are guys that are trying to kill you the whole time, and there are places you could fall into that will also kill you. And there's a bunch of there's some interesting things in this game that make it, I guess, I wouldn't say this game is extremely difficult, but there are definitely some, like, for a first time player, some like frustrating things about it. Like just some of the level design is really just like a fuck you level design, and some of the mechanics of, like, let's say the super high jump that you brought up earlier, where you do like a run and then you stop and then it goes like your suit goes golden.
It's called a shine
and then
spark
you have
officially, but yeah.
And then you have to flick. They never say what anything is in this game. You have to go online and someone else says what it is, or it must have been in the old manuals or something, right?
Probably,
because there's no names in anything in this game except for when you first get a new item. Like there's never anything that's like, this is a shine spark. I would have no idea how to do a shine spark if it wasn't for the internet, by the way. That information is not told in the game.
No, they do tell you, but it's incredibly subtle. There's the one part where you have to do it the first time. There's like a creature that's running along in there, and then when you get to the end of the tunnel, they show it doing that. It's the same thing with the wall jump.
I straight up do not remember that creature.
Okay, because there's also a part where you get where you figure out how to do the wall jump because there's like a few little critters, and they're like showing that you can do wall jumps in the one section, which the wall jump was the hardest thing for me, for sure. I could not get that down.
Dude, the wall jumps were brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wondered, I was like, is this the Switch? Is it me? Like,
No, it's not you, because I was playing it with a Super Nintendo controller, and it was hard.
Okay, because like
your
timing
has
of
to be
those
so
are...
good, because like she doesn't like cling to the wall like say Mega Man X does in Mega Man X, which also has wall jumps. You have to like jump next to the wall, then press away from the wall. But before you get too far, there's like one frame where she like puts her arm on the wall, and then when you jump there, then you do the wall jump. And the wall jump is like basically mandatory to learn at some point to get through this game.
Yeah, the wall
it's not
jump
used in a ton of places, but like there's a few parts where you have to know how to do it.
The Shine Spark was one that just like. Because I got stuck somewhere, like fucking brutally stuck. I could not figure out where to go or like how to get up to a thing. And I was like, what the fuck do I do? So it was like me like going, and I tried in this game, and that's probably why it took me so long too. It's like I tried really hard not to look things up. Like I tried to have an organic experience.
Yeah.
But there were 4 or 5 points where I was just like, fuck it. And I would look up how to do it. And the Shine Spark thing, like, I would see them do the Shine Spark, and I was like, what the fuck? And I would, like, try to do it, and then I would, like, jump in a totally different direction, and it was like, fuck. Like, just figuring that shit out was and it was never consistent. Like, even after I figured out how to do it, I didn't always hit it right every time, and I would still fuck up. And then, when you get, like, the flying, spinning ability... And like keeping that thing up in the air, like the game of keeping that thing up in the air, it just seemed like I would randomly fall. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like if you fall for too long, you can't do the space jump anymore.
It's like
you have to keep a consistent rhythm of doing the space jump, otherwise you lose it. It's weird.
No. So that was ridiculous. But all the puzzles, except for like one little secret area thing that I didn't find. I was watching someone else play, and they found it. I was like, oh fuck, that's there. They're all findable. Like they're all things that you can do as a player. Like I always am kind of mad when you get like the FF12 thing where you can't get the super weapon if you open up the 4 chests or whatever on accident. Mm-hmm. Like whenever there's things that are not like information that's not made apparent to the player, like that stuff always bugs me. So the Shine Spark is one of those things. I do not appreciate that from the game at all.
And the wall jump is probably the other one. Yeah.
The wall jump.
Like I said,
I was able to get the wall jump. Like I think I understood whatever the pantomiming thing was. I understood for the wall jump. I don't think I understood the Shine Spark. Like I didn't know how to
just
start
kind of a weird
thing.
Yeah.
Because like you gotta go and then stop and then like flick, and it's a it's a weird.
I think you have to like crouch,
control
and then that primes the Shine Spark, but it only works for like a couple seconds.
Oh afterwards. Yeah, it's brutal.
And if you think the Shine Spark shit was hard in this game, what do you play Metroid Dread? Because there's like multiple power ups that you need to like. You don't need to get them; they're optional. But to get them, you have to like chain 3 or 4 fucking Shine Sparks like in a row. It's crazy.
Fuck. That is the truth.
Yeah, did you get any of those, or did you like see someone doing them online when you played Metroid Dread?
No, I figured them out how to do them, but it's annoying as fuck. It's terrible.
They're hard. They're really hard.
Joe, I can sympathize you getting stuck in a place because I was playing the game like while I was flying to Mexico and trying not to yell at the top of my lungs because I got stuck in this water part and I couldn't fucking. She jumps and she's like, and you're just like, jump up here.
Yeah, you need like a variant suit or something in order to.
And so I got fucking stuck, and I'm like trying not to fucking scream on this airplane. So I turned it off. So I understand.
That being said, though,
where you're coming from.
That being said, though, when you finally do get a new weapon or a new power up or whatever that'll help you like
it's pretty
move
satisfying.
Forward, it's extremely satisfying, and that's why this like model of gameplay has endured for like 30 fucking years, and
Yeah, you
game
like-
developers are constantly using this.
Crawled your way through frustration and whatever to the thing, and then after that, like everything's easy all of a sudden up until
Well,
the next
kinda like-
section.
It's kind of like that Dark Souls mentality of level design, where it's like you get through the hard shit, and then you discover that shortcut, and it's like, oh, this is so good, like this is so satisfying. Except it's with like an item where it's like, I just went through this long ass gauntlet, but now I have the wave beam, so I can shoot through walls, so I can hit this switch and open this door that can only be opened from the one side, and I can open it
Yeah.
from both ends.
The other thing
it's
I
stuff
never-
like that constantly.
The other thing I never figured out on my own was like the tube of glass that I had to break.
Yeah,
And then I was I thought it was like baked into the level, and I would have no way of knowing that I could have broken that thing without just
Yeah,
like
you have to drop a
accidentally
super bomb.
shooting.
I think
Or,
there's
yeah.
a moment in Metroid Dread
crazy.
where they do that again, and I think that's how I knew how to do it.
Well, I feel like if you're like a Metroid player, you could do it for the newer games, and you will have already known how to do it. And I'm wondering if that was the same for Super Metroid versus Metroid or Metroid 2. I wonder if the Shine Spark was already baked in there.
No,
And they're just like, oh, don't the players know how to do this already?
No. There's no Shine Spark in Metroid 1. I don't think there's one in Metroid 2 either. There might be one in like the remake for the 3DS, but I'm not sure because I haven't played either of them. But the mobility in games like Metroid 1 and 2 is way less intricate than it is in, say, this game.
Okay.
Like this game, your movement options grow way more by the time you have stuff like the space jump and the Shine Spark or the dash move or whatever.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in general, like I thought the game it handles really well for being such an old game. It really, like, outside of obviously like a couple little intricacies with some of the controls that we've already talked about.
Real quick, I just want to put attention to Schweiss real quick.
What?
Oh yeah, not enough Schweiss. Good old Sleepy Schweiss on the show today.
Your head was just like going, and I just remember when me and Craig were reviewing a game, and you just fucking dropped your mic.
Yeah.
Like we're just sitting there, and we just heard this bang, and we just
Me
like
and
looked
Joe-
over.
Me and Joe talking about Super Metroid is like the ghost of video game reviews.
Yeah, it's putting me under. I'm sorry.
But yeah, this game plays and handles very well. Like Joe said, there's a few intricacies. Sometimes it's a little wonky, like using the shoulder buttons to aim diagonally up or down, because otherwise she's just aiming straight forward. Or like if you want to aim diagonally up or down without moving, essentially you have to use the shoulder buttons. But that's
Yeah.
pretty intuitive.
But that's definitely why they put it there instead of keeping
Yeah.
it in the 4 crosshair D-pad that they would have had in the Super NES days.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and that did become super useful, especially like there were some like yellow looking dudes that would just like you had to
Can't
hit
say
them
that
just
anymore. You can't.
no, they were literally the color yellow, and they were not.
There were
people.
some yellow-looking dudes.
Shit, I did not make that joke. So there was.
Wow, Joe, that was so racist of you to make that voice just now.
That's a pretty good
Fuck
accent,
you,
though, Joe.
A4.
Like honestly,
Fuck all you guys.
You know, we're
no,
okay
they
as
look
long as
like-
you don't do a gong. Oh God damn it, Joe.
Joe's played.
look like-
Joe's
Fuck
played
you! Shut the
RPGs for
fuck
so
up!
long that he's just become racist.
They are.
Cancelable.
They look like big praying mantises that would like fly, and
Can't
then
say
you
that
would have to. And then you would have to aim and shoot them at exactly the right time for them to even take any damage at all. And that
Still
needed
think
the
being
shoulder.
Asian is cool?
That Jesus Christ! Why do you have all those sounds?
He hates Asians.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. They're like space pirates, but they
They
can only
gave
be
us
hit like
COVID.
after they do like a move. It's super
Yeah,
annoying.
it's
Yeah.
brutal. But I was stuck there for a while. Yeah, you need the bumper aimer thing so bad in that part because that's
Well,
exactly
I think
where
I read
it lines
online
up.
if you charge up your thing like all the way, they're weak to that.
Yeah, I didn't have it. There was like one power up I didn't have at that point. So what it was if you jump, and I had, gosh, thank you whoever wrote this on Reddit. If you jump and stand over, if you jump over them and like stand in like a certain part of the map, and it's mirrored on both sides, so it works on both of them. They then make this like attack pattern, and you can just kind of like time it with them. And I was able to do that. And when I returned to that area, and when I had to leave that area to go get like extra energy later in the game, I was able to recreate that every single time. So, but yeah, that needed some good aiming, some good bumpers. But yeah, some of this game is pretty brutal, but most of all, it's like just kind of a fun little figuring out the micro puzzle in this area kind of time. So I did like this game quite a bit. And I liked the gameplay quite a bit. I did get stuck real hard on a fucking boss. It was like the second to last boss in the game. It was a fucking dragon flying around. He was a dick.
Ridley. Yeah, Ridley.
Ridley?
I got stuck. No, I got stuck pretty hard on Ridley too. He's pretty tough.
I just
Yeah.
you said dragon that's like pterodactyl.
Well, whatever. And he moves in like this parabolic arc that's really fucking annoying.
I'm just giving you shit.
I only had 5 energy at that point. So the energy are like hearts in Zelda. Like you get them and it like increases your health. And that is not enough for that guy.
Oh, you had 5. You had like 5 little pips of 100 energy each.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, not enough.
I think at that point I had all like 14 or however many were in the game.
And yet you got stuck. And I was like,
It's
you
hard.
don't know, dude. And so I had to go back. Maybe this added the other 10 hours to my gameplay. I don't know. I had to go back throughout pretty much the entire game. Like I went and online, I got a map, and I was like, fine, these are the fucking energy points. I'm gonna go get all these motherfucking one of them. And I went through and I just started there, and I was like, I got to 11, I think, and then I was like, okay, I'll try it again. And so I got down there, and then I fucking smoked that motherfucker with that much health. It was like, oh, you're fucking dead, bro. So that was something with the open-endedness of the game. I guess it's not really the game's fault. It's like me not exploring enough. The open-endedness of the game can fuck you over in that part. And the final boss was I had to do that one like 3 times.
Oh, really?
So I was afraid I was going to be stuck there, but thankfully it wasn't yet to catastrophe level of hatred.
Crockemeyer also gave you a fucking hard time. The red dragon that you shoot in the mouth with fucking missiles to push it back.
The timing on that cunt. I forgot about that shit.
That got really hard. The timing on that.
The bosses are all pricks. Let me.
Another good cinematic moment was when that was Crockemeyer. You finally get him back and you knock him into the pit of acid, and he like turns into a skeleton. And then you're like trying to figure out where to go. So you go towards like the wall that he was pushing you back towards. And like the skeleton version of him breaks through and scares you and then just falls apart. Like they make you think you're going to have to fight another boss.
Yeah, you're like, God damn it, I killed him.
Yeah, that was a good ass moment. That actually got me.
I think this, like, your comment about how much you enjoy this actually really speaks for the game, because you don't like platformers. You are traditionally, like, from your mouth, are not good at platformers.
I'm really bad at
You just don't like them.
And by the way, I was bad at the platforming parts of this game as well.
But I mean, you still enjoyed it. Like, the thing is, like, I think it's a testament to the game itself because of how much you enjoyed it while having your handicap for platformers.
While having your brain injury. He's very right. But also, how annoying was it platforming on frozen enemies when you get the ice beam and you have to use them to, like, get up to
that was one of the more frustrating elements of platforming. There were just like, I think what was worse than those were really bad, and I was really frustrated a lot. What was worse than those was like there were some areas where you had to grapple hook a lot.
Yeah.
And some of the grapple hooks in this game
they're like one square.
Oh yeah. And then, like, if you don't hit that thing, like, you're fucked, or have to, like, start over from, like, hell.
There was, like, a missile
back
upgrade.
to heaven.
There's a missile upgrade in, like, the one room where there's a bunch of acid, and you have to grapple on, like, 4 enemies in a row over that fucking giant room. Before you can get there. And I always kept missing the last one.
There's that one.
The only thing that annoyed me about stuff with the platforming in this is that, like, I could never figure out how to get Samus to not spin while jumping. Because, like, if you jump,
you got to press the jump first and then the move button instead of the move and then the jump.
Okay, because when she's spinning, when she's jumping, she's like constantly moving either left or right, depending on which direction you press last, which makes platforming really fucking annoying.
Yeah, there's a couple spots where you get like stuckaroo, but I think we are delving a little too much into the negative part of this game. Like the game, the game is actually like it's really polished.
It holds up,
and yeah, it does generally like hold up really well. Like fighting the enemies is pretty fun. Like the platforming, and I do fucking hate platformers in general, but since this is not everything in this game is a high balancing act of you above a pit of death, which is what I hate about platformers. Is like if I make one wrong move, I'm dead. There's only a couple of those in this game. Thank God. So that wasn't really like so much the issue. It definitely is like more of a puzzle shooter than it is a platformer. The platforming elements are not the thing that kill you in this game very often. So in that respect, it has like some sympathy for me. If it was all like Super Mario Bros, I would be like pulling my hair out. In addition to the shooting and the puzzle nature of it, if it was like every 5 feet there was like a pit I could instantly die in, I would have shat my pants.
Yeah.
And probably screamed and quit the show. So
this is your
thank God.
One of the other games that got people to quit.
What were the other games? Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne or whatever?
I don't know.
No, I think
for gameplay, I'm giving.
Didn't we make somebody quit because of a Bloodborne or a Dark Souls? Oh, it was Sekiro that broke Craig.
Sekiro broke Craig.
Yeah. Dude, he never beat Catherine either.
Bloodborne would have broke Joe if he'd have played it right. So I feel like
I don't know.
If he'd actually finished it, I think Joe would be way less kind of Bloodborne. I'm going to give the gameplay for this a 9. I think there's a few janky bits here and there, but like this holds up extremely well for a game as old as it is. And for being like the first game of its type, basically.
What about you? Wait. The first game of the Metroidvania.
Don't bring this up again.
You don't get to play that card when you came up with Elder Seki Soulborn.
It's Elden Seki Soulsborn.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure that I understand what you're saying. This is the first of the Metroidvania.
No, it was like the puzzles were for the most part like just the perfect level of challenge and like fun, where it wasn't like super frustrating outside of like 4 or 5 moments, which for an entire quote unquote 8-hour 20-minute game, not too bad. But it was just fun to figure it out. It wasn't like I wasn't pulling my hair out most of the time. So that was cool. And then the combat I thought was generally pretty good and an interesting world to explore. And I'll give it a 9 out of 10 as well. I think it's really, really solid. All Not right. Perfect. There's definitely some little moments here that I think are frustrating, but really good, really solid Super NES title.
Very nice. 9s across the board for the first Metroidvania title. Sound and music. What does Metroidvania sound like?
The music's pretty understated, although there are some catchy ditties. Like the music is atmospheric, but it still has a sense of melody and groove to it when it needs to for certain areas. Like I want to say Norfair had that, but I don't remember all the names now off the top of my fucking head. But yeah, it definitely is. It's a lot more quiet and ambient and trying to make you feel like you're isolated. In between all the sounds of like your gun firing or like the various little aliens, little chirps and screeches. It's
another bit that it's pulling off of the Alien franchise is like by having like a weird ass or any Ridley Scott sci-fi joint in the 80s is like the weird ass like odd atmospheric kind of creepy sounding score. It's definitely got a lot of that going on in here, just like a Super NES 8-bit version of it, right? 16-bit, yeah. In that case, it's like I thought I was kind of underwhelmed by the score, and like I went over to a friend's house and he was like talking about I told him I was playing Metroid, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I love Metroid Prime. Oh, great soundtrack." And I'm like, "Really?" Like, I wasn't even thinking about the soundtrack. And then, however, today I actually changed my mind on it because I watched some guy's YouTube video on the making of Super Metroid, in case there was anything interesting there to bring up, which not really.
Was it Splatoon? Because their videos are really good.
I don't know who the YouTuber was.
All right.
And then the score of one of the areas started to play, and I was like, "Oh yeah!" Like I remembered the music all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And actually, like the whole experience of the music it's really doing a good job selling the tone of the game, like from that opening cutscene on. And I think if I had played this more than once, like given the fact that I was able to just like immediately catch on to the music that was playing in the guy's video, I was like, okay, the score is actually pretty awesome.
It's definitely that tone of like pseudo horror where it's just more like you're on an alien planet isolated. It really drives that home forward, and like it drives that home in a really good way for Super Nintendo.
It's very
you don't
percussive almost, like in a way.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of soundtracks like this on the Super
melodic.
Nintendo. They tend to there's no there are melodies, but like they're definitely more understated compared to like the bass line or the percussive elements of the songs.
Yeah. So I dug the score. The rest of it were just like Super Nintendo sound effects. I thought they were fine. There was some, I don't remember that guy's video. There was some piece of trivia about like Samus is actually making noises when she gets killed or whatever, and that
she makes
unusual.
like a very subtle like noise or something like that.
Yeah. I think it's actually I think it's pretty cool. It really sells the world of Metroid, which is I think it's a lot of Alien, but it's also in terms of video games, I think it's especially for 1994, like it's pretty unique.
Yeah.
Like now not so much, but now we got a lot of spacesuit things and horror in space things. But 1994, pretty cool. So I will give the sound and music, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's pretty awesome.
All right. I'm giving it an 8. But that's not to say I think it's much worse than you do. I just think that like the sound effects are just kind of, they didn't really leave a lot to be desired. But the music is very good at selling that tone, like we said.
All right.
It gets the job done.
Very nice. 8 and 9 for the first Metroidvania game's sound and music. Graphics and design. What does Metroidvania look like in this game?
Well, it looks a hell of a lot better than the first one. I'll tell you that much. Like I said, a lot of the corridors in Metroid 1, they are like almost literally copy pasted. So it's very hard to tell where you are at times, especially because you don't have a map. At least in this one, a lot of the geography that you're traversing, it's a lot more like varied with like slopes and different things. And having a map sort of lets you piece together like where certain things are, even though the map's not super detailed. There's still like some of the shapes of the rooms. I'm like, okay, this must be that room with the lava that I had to go under, blah, 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 stuff like that. It definitely benefits from being at a higher fidelity than the NES. And all the areas have their own distinct sort of feel. Whereas in Metroid 1, it kind of just felt like they were all palette swaps, like of different colors. But here you got like your lava area, you got your derelict like ship that's without power, you've got the water level, you got the underground caverns and stuff. There's a lot of very distinct areas throughout Zebes that you explore throughout, and just kind of like seeing the different tile sets they're using for these different areas, you can kind of immediately tell like, oh, this is this area, this is where Kraid is, blah, stuff like that.
Yeah, I love the way that this game looks for a Super NES game. It really rips off H.R. Geiger quite well throughout. Like all the weird like sci-fi stuff, like like the weird statue things that you sometimes have to sit into as a ball, and like they like come alive. Yeah, those things look literally like just something like they took out of an H.R. Geiger's sketchbook and put it in there, and all that aesthetic is really, really quite cool. Like the aesthetic of Metroid, I think, is like one of the outstanding things about this game. Is like how it looks and how it feels. It's like that mixed with the soundtrack, like gives you just a really cool, like interesting, kind of creepy, not totally scary, but like a creepy experience.
Mm-hmm. Again, it definitely sells that feeling of like you're on an alien planet, and no one's going to help you. And there's all these crazy creatures and
isolation.
All this weird, all these weird landmarks. Like there's that one cave that's just a giant dragon's mouth that you go in, and there's like other stuff like that hidden throughout. Very interesting, very detailed art too on all the sprite art.
Yeah, it is
very like well done. I mean, granted, this was pretty late into the SNES's lifestyle. They were only like a year out from the N64 launching. But they clearly had like a pretty good handle on how to make these games look just really pop.
Yeah.
With that hardware, and this game is a really good example of that.
I'm a big fan of how it looks. Like to me, like Metroid Prime and Super Metroid are just like the aesthetics are the thing that like sells it beyond its gameplay. It's just a really cool. I don't know. It's pretty sweet to go into like this like. I know this game was made in the 90s, but it's super like 80s feel to it. And I don't know. And it's perfect in the 2 dimensions that we have it. Yeah. They're really able to like just create like a really consistent, cool world with everything they have going on. And you have all its little unique details like you were talking about earlier. Just each of the areas is so unique, but yet, it's still part of the whole.
It's that cool aesthetic of like alien flora and fauna mixed with like these like ancient ruins from like civilizations you couldn't even possibly fucking comprehend.
Plus spacesuits. 10 out of 10 on the way the game looks.
All right.
For
what
Super
about
NES
for
game.
you?
Looks great.
Honestly, yeah, I give it a 10 as well. I'll mirror that. It's definitely one of the standout Super Nintendo titles when it comes to just like showing what that system could do in its later life, only to be matched by stuff like Yoshi's Island or Kirby's Dream Land 3, which came out I think they came out after this game, but like both really good showcases of like this thing is a fucking powerhouse. And
very nice. 10s across the board for the progenitor of Metroidvania. What do you think? What do you guys think about the replayability of this game? Sorry, I'm just going to be a super bitch to A4 today for some reason.
Because I keep making fun of your precious PS5.
And Metallica. You've been
Metallica.
Yeah, and oh man, and earlier you're like, oh, I hate these memes. I've never even looked at them, but I hate them already. They're tiring. And
yeah, no, I'm sorry. Those fucking AI generated like, oh, what if Obama and Trump and Biden were all playing Minecraft? It's like
it's fucking funny.
It's hilarious.
I don't have to watch any of them. I already know what they're all like. Literally,
some of them are pretty good.
They do feel forced to me because like no one fucking like they're not getting the groundswell that like an actual meme would. The only like AI generated, I don't even think it was AI generated. I think they just like voice acted it really well. The only one of those that was actually really funny to me was the one where it was Trump playing online with Walter Jr. from Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
and
that
he like
one was pretty
doxes
good.
him. He's like, I pulled your IP address right now. I see a pizza on your roof.
There's a pizza in your roof. What?
Oh, you're playing video games at your grandma's house? What is she going to make you, milk and cookies or something?
Yeah, that one was really good. But yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I really like. But yes,
I thought you said you hadn't watched any of them, though.
I hadn't watched any of them because I know what they're going to be. It's going to be like, oh, I need to get some more iron. And well, you need to. What are you communists? You need to go get your own iron, or I've got the redstone over here. It's like I get it. It's presidents playing video games. Very funny.
All right.
Listen, the anime one's really funny for where they rank their animes. It's fucking funny.
For replayability, I don't really know if it's I don't really know if it's possible to give this thing anything other than a 10 because this is like easily one of the most speed run games of all time.
Yeah. There's a million different ways to go back and complete it or complete it faster or find new things that you didn't find if you didn't have the internet and didn't have like, oh, this is where every single energy core is. You would be going back and being like, oh, I wonder if there's something here. I wonder if there's something here. And then you're just like, keep on finding ways to do it better, do it faster.
Well, and it gives you a completion score along with the vastly incorrect time.
Yeah.
I think I got like 83% of everything.
Would you say that was the first in the Metroidvania completion scores?
Yes. I don't remember if Metroid 1 gives you a completion score or not. It has the same kind of ending thing where like the faster you beat it, the more of like Samus's body you see. Like if you beat it really fast, she's just in a bikini at the end waving. And everyone was like, oh my God, it's a girl. Yeah. No, I'm dead serious. Like all the Metroid games, like the faster you beat them, the more of like Samus's body you see when she finally takes off the suit.
No wonder it takes her so many games to finish the job.
Yeah.
If it was Master Chief, it'd be one and done. Oh, wait.
Yeah, really.
Oh, wait.
Well, he does. Master Chief does take his helmet off at the end of Halo 1. We just don't see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like, there's so many things to go back and check out if you haven't done them the first time around. I mean, Joe, did you like those animals that are doing the wall jump and like teaching you how to do the shine spark? You can actually save them from the planet before it explodes at the end of the game. That's like a secret ending you can get.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of crazy little details like that.
Yeah, that one
just trying to get like 100% completion on getting all the missile upgrades, getting all the super missile upgrades, all the health upgrades, shit like that.
If you save
I feel like in order to beat the game, you got to get most of the shit. But yeah, like there's still like a good chunk.
If you save the little creatures, they're trying to grab Samus's ass at the end. So that's really nice in her bikini.
Nice.
I don't actually know what changes if you save the animals. I just know you can.
I just told you what changes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you were making that up. I didn't realize you were reading the Wikipedia right now.
Yeah, it is a super popular game. Lots of people replayed it over time. Lots of things to explore. Lots of ways to make the gameplay way faster. It took me, 25 hours apparently to play this game, and you can beat it in like 2 hours if you know where everything's at.
Yeah, if you know where you're going and you're like good at not taking hits.
Yeah. So it is one of the
most speedrun game of all time.
Yeah. It's one of those games that's definitely a lot of people are returning to it now. Will I return to it is where I give it my score of replayability. I will not say never. I did enjoy this game. I really like this game. I think it's a really solid, good game. And I know it has a lot of replayability value. I will give it an 8 out of 10 for replayability.
All right, 8 out of 10.
Wow.
I would give it a 10.
It's more like I would be more interested in playing a sequel than I would in replaying this game. I would be more interested in playing
Metroid Dread.
Yeah, I was going to say you
Metroid
should
Prime
play
or
Metroid
something.
Dread. Or since you have well, actually, I don't know if you have the upgraded version of the Nintendo Online thing that lets you get the Game Boy Advance games, but I'm
going to immediately downgrade after this conversation.
Right.
If I didn't already. I think I might have
Well,
already.
I was going to say they did just add Metroid Fusion to the Game Boy Advance version of that thing, which is like the game that came out at the exact same time as Metroid Prime. They were sort of like companion games. But yeah, no, I would totally give this a 10. I could see myself replaying this from time to time. It's quick enough that like now that I know what I'm doing, it's quick enough that like I could try to really work out the best path through the planet to try and.
Yeah, I don't think I would need to look anything up if I played it again right now.
If I did, it would be to get a full 100% completion because some of those things are really well hidden. But other than that,
I usually have the brain of a goldfish, but I remember all the parts that were really hard and that I couldn't figure out, and now I know exactly how to do it. So it'd be like, fuck it. I could go through
I would
it
have to look it up
really
for
quick.
the power-ups because like the map...
It might actually only take me 8 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, the map in this one, if there's something that you haven't gotten that you can get, or no, if there's something that you can get in an area, the map has like a little dot on the square representing the section you're in. But it doesn't like cross them out once you've gotten it. Like it doesn't get rid of the dot.
Yeah, I wish
And
it
that's
had
one that like newer Metroid games are better at that. Like Metroid Dread, it's like, okay, I already got this power up because it's crossed off on the map or whatever. But that's the only reason I would look shit up is just to try and get 100% completion because it doesn't fucking tell you when you've gotten something in this area already. It just shows you there's something that is or was in this area. But still 10. I could see myself replaying this a lot. It's still incredibly tight.
Final thoughts on this thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, that was just going to trail off.
I was going to do a final thoughts on Super Metroid. I can see why it's a classic. It's still a very solid game. Really cool aesthetics. And a big replayability value. Personally, I'm not really a big
Metroidvania guy.
Platformer guy, and this is not my style of game. So, but even being like not my style of game, that I'm not interested. Like I would be interested in playing another Metroid just because of the aesthetics of it. Like I would like to see what they do in the 3D realm, like with Metroid Prime. Like I would be interested in doing that, but I'm not that interested in playing Castlevania now that I've played this. So I'm on the fence on that sort of thing, but no, this is a very solid title.
But Symphony of the Night has RPG elements, so I mean, there's that.
I like the shooters. Maybe it's more simple. You just shoot things.
Okay, Owen Wilson.
Yeah,
I got the wave beam, and I was like, "Why?"
Well, final thoughts for you, A4.
This game holds up incredibly well. First time playing it ever. And I can see why it's a classic. And again, just kind of even going back from having played Metroid Dread and this game being as similar to that game shows that this formula has really not needed too big of a change in the past 30 years. Like really the only things that are improved in like the newer games is just quality of life and having a higher fidelity of graphics and sound, which help with like the map screen and shit. Or like putting little details in the environment to give you a hint as to what to do next. But it's still essentially the exact same kind of game, and it works really well. A Metroidvania type game, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. That's what this type of game is. Yeah, it's great. Super Metroid's great. I'm glad I finally got to play it for the show.
Yeah, Dylan begged me to play this a million years ago.
Yeah.
It's like, just did it. It's pretty good.
All right, so to recap the scores for Super Metroid, the progenitor of the Metroidvania gameplay, Joe and A4 both gave 7s for story, 9s for gameplay, 9 for sound and music, but A4 didn't think this Metroidvania entry was worth a 9. He said it was an 8. 10s for graphics and design across the board. Joe gave this Metroidvania an 8 out of 10 for replayability. A4 claims it's the ultimate Metroidvania with a 10 out of 10 for replayability. For a combined score of 43 out of 50 from Joe and 44 out of 50 from A4. A combined 87 out of 100 from Super Metroidvania on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Is it one of the greatest games of all time?
According to Nude Clan, it is tied for the 46th greatest game of all time.
This is probably the lowest it's ever appeared on any list ever.
Probably.
I know. Like, what was it? Game Informer's magazine when that great issue of Game Informer came out that had their 100 greatest games of all time. I think it was in the top 10.
It had to have been, yeah.
Yeah.
It is
That
tied.
sounds right, because I remember that issue, because I had it.
Yeah, it's tied with such juggernauts as Cuphead, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Maneater, and Catherine, and Diablo 3. But
Maneater was a really good game.
I would
Diablo 3
would
kicked
still say
ass.
this is one of the greatest games of all time, though, because it is so important in kickstarting the Metroidvania genre.
I mean,
It was the
not
first
just anyone.
Metroidvania.
Not just anyone can kickstart the Metroidvanias. It has to
Yeah,
either
it
be a
Metroid
Metroid
or a Vania,
or a
and this was a
Vania.
Metroid.
And yeah, obviously. And it's 1 point better
Wise
than
words.
the Modern Warfare remake and 1 point better than Far Cry Primal, but 1 point worse than The Legend of Zelda OG, South Park The Stick of Truth, the first Metal Gear Solid game, Monster Hunter World, Let's Go Pikachu, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, and Killer
bullshit.
Queen Black. Not as good as Killer Queen Black. Sorry. And Elden Ring. Elden Ring also has an 88 out of 100. So that's where it lives in the...
Of the ones I've reviewed, I can live with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it lives in the Nude Clan annals of history. Annals. The Nude Clan annals of history.
Analyze.
It's not as far up our ass as other games, but it's you definitely got to reach to get in there and grab it, pull it out. So, thank you for.
Did you say your ass is like a Metroidvania?
Yeah, you got to kind of like Morse code. You do Morse code on the hole, or it'll like it's like speak friend and enter, but you have to do that in Morse code. Just like it's just
on the annals of history, right? On the whole.
Yeah, I'm tapping my mic right now. By the way, you guys can't hear that, but that's how you get in.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is our review of Super Metroid. This game was brought to us by Fringe Philosopher, who was on last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
Fringe.
serendipitous.
Yeah. Thanks again for
He was definitely on last week and not like a month ago.
for sure. Yeah.
So next
Time
week,
means nothing when you're a god.
next week we should be reviewing Halo 5, which Schweiss and I have both beat.
I should get my Xbox One from downstairs and subscribe to Xbox Game Pass and beat Halo 5.
The thing is, you'll beat it before Monday. Like that's the thing is,
It's a fast
probably.
one.
Yeah.
You'll beat it before Monday.
Well, yeah, listen to how
I
supportive
mean, I don't know
Zach
how
is.
long the beat time is, but I'm sure it's a lot more accurate than Super Metroid's.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Zach believes in you. He also believes he's not playing this game, and he's right.
Dude, like 2 levels
that
in
right.
Halo 5.
Play this game.
There
I
are
believe in
15
the Zach
levels.
that believes in me.
There are
should.
15.
I have that picture on my wall by the voice actor A4.
Oh, fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah, he signed a picture for me.
Nice.
Did I use
There
that
are-
quote in the After Dark outro?
Jesus fucking Christ!
Joe,
Yeah, you
shut
do.
up. We're having a conversation.
Yeah, we're trying to
We're
talk
having a
here.
conversation about Gurren Lagann, the greatest piece of media ever
Yeah.
created.
Yeah, true.
We're doing
There are
pod.
15 levels in Halo 5. 2 of them are just cutscenes, by the way.
Which
Okay, well, there you go.
tracks?
Maybe
because most Halos have 2
3.
cutscenes.
There might be 3 that are cutscenes.
There might be 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you're playing, you're like, okay, I'm ready for another round. And then it's like, done. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. Guess we'll do another mission.
Well, I guess I'll get my wife's Xbox One upstairs and
Your wife to
download
play
that
it, so
shit
you guys can
tonight.
have your couples therapy at the same time.
Nah, she's too into Gears 5 now. She's way too hardcore for Halo.
What happened to Conan Exiles? What the fuck?
I don't know. She kind of plays Conan on and off.
Oh, that's good. It's good for you.
You can't stay in the Exiled Lands for too long, otherwise you. Like the one
No.
morning I got
like
up
to
and she
go
was
in
trying
for
to
2
drag me to the
weeks.
Wheel of Pain, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I like to go in forever. Like I'm telling you that the dream is like at the end of all of these shows, a nice sunny field, me in a nice bathtub, and then Conan Exiles on the TV, and I'm just sitting there.
It's like Thanos at
Alex,
the end.
nowhere to be seen.
It's like Thanos
Just
at the
me.
beginning of Endgame, where it's like Schweiss just living out on a fucking farm with like wheels of pain around. People are
Yeah.
like, what was he cooking?
Yeah.
Then all the people that are trying to cancel him go and kill him at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, then he gets decapitated by a lesbian.
Yeah.
Guys, I got a problem here.
What's the problem?
This may delay us.
It's why?
I grabbed my PSP from below. The battery.
Okay.
The battery of this PSP is now like blown up. It's too
Yeah.
big to fit inside the PSP.
Yeah,
What?
hold on. When batteries like expand when they get too old, like that happened on my MacBook battery.
When you said you had a problem, I thought we were going to talk about our Blue Chew sponsorship. But I was wrong.
Couldn't you theoretically just plug it in with the AC adapter and?
I'm going to try that.
Didn't
and
I
hope
let-
that is
Didn't I lend you a PSP?
No, I've had 2 PSPs and I
So I'm
bought
seeing
one
I'm
off of
seeing
you.
on iFixit there's a $15 2000 3000 replacement battery.
He's got
It's
a
$20 for
1,000.
the 1000, and there's also on Amazon one for $9.
I don't think this is the 1000.
How? Let me look at it. No,
It's
that's
not
a
big
3.
and fat.
That's a 3.
Yeah.
Where'd you get
Well,
that?
if you go on iFixit.com, you can get a replacement battery for like $15. And you can probably find one on Amazon too.
Fuck.
How old is that thing? I mean, mine never did that, and mine.
I mean, it was in storage. Maybe it just got cold. I don't know.
No, the batteries just do that when they get old.
And
I think it's like a leakage problem.
I might have a second PSP somewhere. My history with
Doesn't have a
PSPs
PS2, but he has
has
two
been,
PSPs.
it's been spotty. And I can't. It's been too long now. I can't actually remember. I wish it was on the 2DS.
Yeah, I'm
Would've
seeing a
kicked ass.
Destructoid article from 3 years ago that says if you have an old PSP, you might want to make sure your battery isn't expanding.
Oh, gee, thanks, Destructoid. Why did you email me? Could have used that information. I'm not seeing a light or anything when I plug it in.
But anyway, it says to make sure to dispose of your battery properly. So you should probably throw it in the ocean or like set it on fire. I think that'd be the trick. Maybe flush it down the toilet.
This thing's not turning on, just me plugging it in.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have to get that.
Try pulling the battery out.
line.
Try pulling the battery out and then plugging it
No,
in.
it's out.
Are you sure? Because I feel like I remember it being
See
able
this battery?
He's showing the battery.
to. I'm not
It's on
looking
the
at it.
screen.
God, I feel like that's a conversation you've had before. Just pull it out. Joe, just pull it out.
I can't get pregnant, Joe.
Yeah, I can't get pregnant again.
Don't come.
And then we have...
No one tells me not to come. No one. That's the battery. It's just like a little too fat. It's just like boop. Like it's like look at that shit.
It's a lithium battery. They do that. Just get a replacement.
Schweiss doesn't believe it. He also never believed me when I said my fucking PS1 games weren't working on my
Schweiss
PS3.
also thinks the Switch is a toy.
It's
He
like,
doesn't
no,
understand
but
how the world...
it
And that Ghost
always
is boring.
works. Things don't
He doesn't
break.
understand how the world works.
Only children break things.
Yeah. Things don't break. They just get children.
Not time. There's no death.
They just
Excuse
get
me.
children.
Excuse me while I drink. Oh, fuck. Here's my second PSP. Okay, will this one work? That is the question.
Battery explodes in his hand.
Why would it be charged?
Maybe? Well, no. It's just like... It's not even lighting up as I'm plugging it in, though. That's concerning.
Does it need to, like...
this one this one lit up. Oh my
I was
god.
gonna say, it probably needs to sit a second, you fucking... God, you have no patience,
Go ahead, finish
Joe.
that sentence, Zach.
Joe's just like, it's been in storage for 5 years. Why isn't it working as soon as
You were
I
about to
boot it
call
up?
Joe some sort of slur. I could feel it
I
in my
really
bones.
wasn't. I was trying to figure out... My brain dead for a second.
You were trying to figure out which slur wouldn't get us kicked off Twitch.
Yeah, anything with Caucasian should be fine for us.
See, my new strategy is just
True.
calling people slurs. Not
You
calling
said
them
this joke
slurs that
last
are-
week.
Just calling them the word slur. I don't remember anything I fucking say on these shows, Joe. All right? I'm sure all the listeners who listen to the show fucking endlessly as they sit in the bath with the lights off.
You said the joke last week, A4!
I'll
You're not
commit
allowed
Harry
to say it
Carey.
again!
I will commit Harry Carey as penance for this grievous assault on people's ears.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead. Say your joke, A4. Say it again. I dare you.
Man, you can't. Everything is so woke these days. You can't even say black paint anymore. You have to say, Tyrone, can you please start painting?
Jesus Christ. Where did you hear that?
Oh my god.
I heard that. I heard that from like a streamer recently. It was funny.
Yeah, we only copy other people's jokes here on this show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then if you dare repeat your joke, I'll yell at you.
yeah.
No, bring up someone else's.
Are we gonna finish the show at any point?
No.
Yeah.
I was just...
I gotta take a heaping shit.
Take a picture for us, will you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should
Go
do
for it.
that, like with the impressive ones.
I
No
you
one
know
else
Like that
cares.
South Park episode.
I did that to you,
Bono was the
Schweiss.
biggest shit.
Didn't I do that to you, Schweiss? Who did I send the shit picture to?
I don't think you sent it to me.
I did it once, and like It was not appreciated, and I don't remember who I said that to. Fuck, was it Cameron? It might have been Cameron.
Why it wasn't appreciated?
Oh, it was probably Craig. Craig would probably be the only person I would actually feel comfortable enough doing that to. Like, here's a picture of my shit.
You're a big
Look at
piece
it.
of shit. Here, look at this.
Wasn't this insane?
Dude, a memory that's burned into my mind from high school was we were in the locker room after football practice, and this dude just like runs past us, and we're like, "What the fuck?" As we're like trying to change, and he almost hits into one of I was a sophomore at this point, and he almost hit one of the seniors, and he's like, "What the fuck you doing?" He's like, "Bro, I just took the biggest shit. That didn't break. I need my camera. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where's my phone?" And he just like runs and then runs back, and we just hear, "Oh god damn it, it's split in half." And we're just like,
Poor guy.
Women will never understand the pride of taking an unbroken 6 foot long
it was
shit, but
so fucking
they don't
funny.
poop, so they never would.
Yeah, it's true.
It was
Yeah.
pretty fucking funny.
On that note,
Yeah, thanks for
see
hanging
you guys
out.
next week.
Live
So,
always in
on
the nude.
on the note of poop, see you guys live always in the nude.
Always in the poopy.
What's your cutoff, Schweiss? What are you gonna say?
Live always in the nude.
I would let Samus Aran suffocate me with her vagina.
Walk with your Metroidvania held high.
Are there enough sign-offs on this episode? I don't think so. Let's go. No. Let's do a third round.
Is not today. How about a nice game of chess?
Fuck off.
We did the theme twice.